You're
Guys, wait for a second. There's
You just went
something wrong
offline.
with the stream.
Yeah,
Hold on
no,
a second.
it's
Hold on a
back.
second.
It's back now.
back.
It's you're fine.
We're
Yep.
back.
Ah, it's back.
We're
It's
good.
back. Okay. I
You say
apologize for that.
statistics, and I'm just like, oh, like I can send you a bunch of case studies
But, like,
and all
I
that
heard
kind
you
of
talk
stuff.
about that. That's what made me like want to speak about
Yeah,
it.
no, absolutely. Yeah, a lot of times, like the biggest thing, like I said, I can always send you case studies and all the statistics known to mankind.
I feel like it's a really touchy subject, though.
It
Like,
is.
It's very touchy.
Absolutely, but I mean, we have the technology now to be able to monitor like different parts of the brain that cause all these thoughts, and you know, sociology of kids growing up. You know, maybe around 2 kids growing up around like drugs. One of them plays video games, one doesn't. You know, but unfortunately, like violence has been around since the beginning of time. It's not a new thing with video games. Okay, like I think we can all agree to that.
It's a cheap way of like throwing at something like, oh, this guy
a scapegoat.
Yeah, shoot up with school and did that because of video games, and it's not that at all. In my
it's frustrating for sure. Yeah.
Okay. So according to what you have read or studied, it's definitely not related to gaming.
Oh no. Absolutely not. Okay. No. Yeah. If you know they use a game as a like a reasoning, like I don't know if you remember there were 2 girls that killed another girl and like as a sacrifice to like Slenderman. I don't know if anyone remembers that.
No.
It's no. Well, this was maybe 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay.
But most of the time, if that happens, there's already something wrong. Like it's a really sad reality. But it's like I said, violence has been around since literally forever. So,
and I feel like Brett's just an scapegoat. Like there's tons of things in video games, you know what I mean? So of course, real life stuff is going to be able to get relatable to stuff in video games. And I feel like instead of them fixing or trying to fix the actual problem, they rather just throw it off to, oh, it's video games' fault. No, don't let your kids play video games.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's just wrong. It's definitely wrong.
Yeah, and it also gives us a bad, you know, a bad name too, because like exactly, because I'm like, yeah, my parents will be like, yeah, you know, she plays first-person shooters, and they're like, oh my god, she's violent.
Yeah.
No, not quite. But yeah, if anyone's interested, I'll probably talk a lot more. If you want data and you know case studies, let me know. But
I think you should do a stream on it, honestly.
Right? Yeah.
It would
I'm
be
down.
really cool
If
to
any
watch.
of you wanna do a stream, we'll talk about it. But I'm not gonna take up all the time because I will.
Yeah, no, I'll come over. I'll be the parent.
Bet. Let's do it.
Mom.
Okay. What do you think of the fact that we don't have and probably will never have female characters in Tarkov? How would you convince Nikita to review or change his opinion on this?
I think first they should fix the lag and then add girl characters.
I agree.
I think they are way more important things than girl characters. I think they should just add how you call it, like therapist, like a few more like that, and that's it. I don't think it's sexist. I don't have girl characters. Like I just want the game to work, and I don't care if
it doesn't
they're
disturb
not.
you.
I think most people that had a problem with this is people that don't even play Escape from Tarkov.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean? Just people opinions. I don't care if there's a female PMC. I mean, I think it'd be really cool if they had different color clothing.
Yeah, that would be cool.
PMCs. Like, I want to rock around with a pink flannel shirt, but I don't care. Like, I want the servers fixed. I want to stop being DC'd after just wiping a 5-man that can't get their loot because I'm sitting at my PC home screen because my game just crashed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was asked this question in a podcast back in September with Pest, and I said I am friends with most of the Tarkov ladies, and I can tell you that most of us do not care at all, and I'm just here for your tags, and I still stand by that.
Got him.
Yeah, 100%.
To be honest, if I had the option, I'd probably still choose a guy because I don't know. I think they look cool.
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't know. I feel like they have cooler clothes or something. I don't know. I just always pick the males.
What about the
a lot of it's got to do.
Yes.
Sorry, I was just going to say.
Yes.
A lot of it has to do with the times as well. You know, people get offended on behalf of other people. Like you said correctly before, it's a lot of people getting upset about it are people that don't even play the game anyway. People in this day and age they get offended on behalf of other people. You know, they don't have any idea of the background or the experiences of the players or the developers or the lore, the story. You know, it's just, oh, it doesn't have this. It has to have it because it's 2020. And, you know, it's...
I feel like it's people that want to come to our defend because they think it's going to bother us. You know what I mean? Yeah. And they just have their own idea about it.
Yeah, a female character in a game does not make me more or less of a female, I promise you.
Right.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. So we asked this question because Nikita stated several times that they're more than likely not going to be female characters in Escape from Tarkov. And because we have female streamers with us, it is obvious and normal to ask that question. But it's not that we already picked a side. Okay, you know, we're just looking from above the perspective of an observer, as I wrote in the script. So please don't mind us or do not, you know, misjudge us for asking this question. We wanted to have the feedback, the honest feedback from you guys, you know, and I totally understand it and respect it. Yes.
I feel like I speak for all of us here that it would be cool to have a female PMC. Like, yeah, of course we'd probably rock it, but is it a priority? No, it's like at the bottom of the list. You know what I mean? There's way more things that are more important than a female PMC in Tarkov. It doesn't bother me. I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. I'm still gonna play this game hours every day. You know?
Okay.
I definitely wish. I was just gonna say, I definitely wish that the new Shoreline boss was like a therapist style boss, just because I feel like that would be really interesting to have that. Though it may not go. I don't know how the lore goes with all that, or if the boss scabs are just something that they add, kind of to the game itself. But I feel like that would be kind of cool just to add that. But yeah, and it's not like you couldn't make a female PMC the same size. I know a lot of people say that the female PMCs would be slender, smaller hitbox, all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
You could definitely make it so that they're like the same size. There's definitely ladies out there that would be the same size as a PMC, especially carrying that kind of gear. So I think it's possible, but not new. Like, don't have to do it anytime soon.
I think it'd be cool if you could edit, like customize what your PMC looks like. I think it would.
See, that's what
I don't know. Maybe that's a girl thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I
don't
know. No. Don't understand. I mean, maybe don't understand wrong or whatever you want to think about it. But I like customization a lot. Like, if I would have 20 pieces of customization, I would spend hours in the stats just doing that. I'm like, maybe like you guys or some of you guys, you know. So I don't mind that. I really don't. But
I don't mind pink guns, like being able to color guns.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mag.
Oh, sorry. No, go ahead.
I feel like that wouldn't be hard to add, like customization. I feel like that's not game breaking. Maybe right now, because there is other things that need work. But I feel like soon TM, you know, they could add something like that, and it wouldn't be game breaking. They could add customization. I don't know. That's just.
Yeah, it's an RPG as well. You know, the first thing that we need to remember about Tarkov is it is an action RPG, and I think it's important in an RPG to feel connected to your character or characters in some way. Before we had customization, obviously everybody looked the exact same, apart from, you know, Bear and USEC. I think it's great that we're starting to see more personal and more expressive sort of PMCs, which I think is absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like they're getting around to it, and they're starting to add more customization. You know what I mean? I think that's pretty cool. I like it.
Yes.
We just need more. Give us more.
It definitely helps with like picking out your teammates too. If you like all wear the exact same thing from Ragman, you're like, oh, okay, that's my friend over there.
Who's looking at armbands?
Squads on fleek.
That's why you
on
always...
fleek. New title. I'm writing it down right now, Dan.
This is just why you get your whole team to wear blueberry backpacks, you know? You bring enemies, but at least you know who's your friend, you know?
Absolutely.
Glitzy, would you want to add something to this?
I think it's all been answered, to be honest. I couldn't care less whether there's a female character, like we've said. It'd be super cool and I'd rock it, but you know, I just want the game to be stable. I want there to be no stutters. You know, I want to be able to turn a corner and not have a freeze for 5 seconds and then die after it's unfrozen. You know, so that's all I want from the game.
Okay.
And I can say something?
Of course.
I try to imagine a situation when I play with a female character and I'm going to the labs. I put command because I want to fight with another players, and I can't imagine this situation. seriously. For me, no, I don't mind. I like play with my male character, with my bear, or Yusek. Someone play with Yusek, but I can't imagine a situation when I try to fight with another player and use voice woman.
Okay.
I honestly agree. I feel like it would be odd.
Right.
And I don't know if I'm old school in this, but I am very much like my husband's in the military and I support him. Not that I don't support females that are out there kicking a bunch of ass, but I just don't feel comfortable getting into a fight with a female. Does that sound crazy?
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
I want to be out there with the boys.
I feel I wish that we had like the USEC 3 voice, but female. Could you imagine hearing that like coming down the hallway? That'd be so good.
That's what Veritas said. He said it would be scary as hell to hear a female come around and just like
Yeah.
lay
Just like,
into
nice
you,
work,
you
bitch.
know? Yeah.
So I must admit, maybe I don't know Dan, but I must admit I am very surprised. I thought that you would say no, I really want a female character and why not, and you know. But hey, it's I'm surprised and in a positive way. Okay, that means that you put value on the things that really need to be fixed and switch this if possible, or if it's going to be to a distant future, maybe, or maybe to never. You guys don't have a problem if we'll never have female characters in the game. Okay.
Just more traders that are women, and that's it.
Okay.
Therapist is lonely there.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. To be honest,
is she like the only one, or do we have some?
Yeah, only, I think.
It might be slightly controversial, maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how people will take it, but this game is quite hardcore, right?
Yes.
This game isn't a game that most people are going to pick up and they're going to be like, yes, I know everything. I can get it straight away, and all of that. So I think when it comes to like asking us females, like if we care about the stutters and the sound issues, or do we care about having a female character, I don't think you're going to get the same answer from us as you are from
but that was not the question.
The streamers that come and stream it now and then, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I don't think we have to beat around the bush with this because it's already said, right? Dan, would you want to go for the next one?
Of course. We have a quote here. So, not too long ago, and I'll open the quotes. It says, female gamers have commonly been regarded as a minority, but industry surveys have shown that over time, the gender ratio has become closer to equal. And since around 2010, women have been found to make up around half of all gamers. Do you have the impression that the current status is just like that? Do you think it is truly 50-50 at the moment?
I think it's definitely becoming 50-50. I remember growing up, it was like really weird as a girl to play video games. If you're like, yeah, I play like Spyro on the weekend, people would be like, wow, that's kind of weird. And you'd be like, oh, like, okay. But now that it's like further along, it's really easy. You're like, yeah, I play an FPS shooter. And they're like, oh, cool. Like, which one? So it's definitely changed a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long, Magpie, how long did that happen that it was for you weird? Or for me, it was weird as well. But I'm talking, looking at the other perspective. How long did that, was that? How long time ago?
Probably around that time, 2010. Because, like, I was still in high school and stuff. And people would be like, yeah, that's weird that you play video games. Like, we had a gaming club or whatever. And there was only, like, dudes or anything in it. There was never, like, girls or anything like that.
Okay.
See, I have a different opinion. Well, not opinion, but I feel like the female community is just starting to pick up now. I feel like we're just starting to, I don't know, populate. Because even when I started streaming 4 years ago, it was still not a lot of female streamers, like not a lot of female gamers. It was very, very rare for me to run into another woman. And I feel like now, like with the past like 2 years, maybe, the female community has grown immensely. It's just blown up. And we're everywhere now, and it's great. I love to see it.
Yeah, which is a good thing. I'm very happy for that. Of course, yes. Back then when you started Sigma, how was it? Was it odd or?
Yeah, so I started streaming 2 years ago with Tarkov, and I think there was 3 of us streaming, maybe. And so it was really kind of crazy, to be honest, in my head, because I, was out in the real world where we're pretty much 50-50. And so I came in and I was like, oh, wow, like there's not a lot of females here. So to watch it go from where it has now, to where you're putting on a podcast and you don't even have all the females from Tarkov on here, that is blowing my mind. I think that's really, really cool. Right. And I will say hats off to the males in the Tarkov community. I have never felt so supported and encouraged in my life by the males surrounding me like I have from you guys. Like, hats off, because I know I'm dealing with men and I'm not dealing with boys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ladies, yeah. I know you're going to back me up on this. Yeah, we've all talked about this. So, yeah, hats off to you guys, because you guys have never made me feel like
accepted, right?
There was some type... Yeah, 100% accepted.
Like, oh, she's a girl, I don't want her on my team, kind of thing. You know what I mean? I feel like in so many communities. Yeah. I don't feel that here. It's great. I'm equal to a man. I'm not like less than because I'm a woman.
Yeah. I think time has changed, because I recall back then when I was a kid, soccer, playing with a girl. Oh, that was so odd, Now, no, it's the truth. And I'm not saying that I'm against that, but those were the times. And now I'm kind of honored to play with a female streamer or female gamer or girl gamer, because that's the term that you guys are using right now. The times have really changed, and it's a good thing that they've changed like this, right? Do you think that it is moving to a direction where we don't want to be? Like this subject could be very sensitive and we shouldn't talk about it, or like it happens in real life, for example. I hear a lot of complaints about real-time jobs and so on, where no one is able to touch the touch, but touch is not physically touch the subject of a female in a certain position, no, because she's a female, we don't, are we gonna get in game? Maybe it sounds a bit weird, but
I think it's because women are known to be more fragile and more emotional, like we're full with more emotion. So people feel like that makes us weaker than a man because of how much emotion we feel. But it's actually the opposite. I feel like I'm stronger of a person because I'm able to feel emotion, because I'm able to react on my emotions. You know what I mean? Doesn't make me lesser than a male because of that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I don't.
Yeah, I feel that. I think that too, the nice thing about gaming is like there's no restriction as being a female, like with sports and stuff, there's the weights and like how strong you are. Like a female and a male can't box together, right? But a female and a male can play video games together, and there's no physical difference. There's no difference. It's the same playing field.
What about the real life military? Dan, I think you have experience.
That's correct. Yeah, I was in for 8 years, just under 8 years. Yeah.
Thank you for your service.
Are there huge differences there, Dan?
With regards to
male and female.
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with your job. So obviously, in the forces, there's hundreds of job roles. Some jobs were more populated by women, some more populated by men. Of course, I'm not sure if it's the same way at the moment. I think there is something happening at the moment. There are changes going forward. But when I served, obviously you could only join infantry regiments as a male. So there was that kind of I don't want to say division, but that
difference.
The difference. Yeah, you got it. So I mean, I was a mechanic. I spent most of my career as a mechanic, and we were probably, I'd say 10% or so, probably less, maybe 5 to 10%. And that was still a male-dominated sort of, let's say, industry, let's say a male-dominated job. But don't get me wrong, the girls gave as good as or better than the guys. They absolutely incredible, stand up for themselves. They were badass. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've got a lot of respect for women all over the world, especially those that serve and those that are taking on those male sort of dominated environments. So I can't. What's the question again? I'm going off on a tangent now.
The differences in real life, like especially in the military, between the women and men. I mean, there are obvious differences, and no one can say no to that. Yeah, there are obvious differences. No one, right? But that doesn't mean. So how should I put it? I come from an Eastern European country where there's a lot of machism is it called, right? You know,
like macho kind of male.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So I come from that, and it's hard for me even now. Although I support everything that's happening right now or nowadays, you know, it's with such a background, it's hard for me to not to accept, but to get used to stuff like this, you know. So I think that's why it's a sensitive or sensible subject. But I guess in gaming, it's not like that. I mean, we can all agree, right, that it's a whole different world in gaming, and especially in these last 10 years, right? As Magpie said at the beginning, like 10 years ago it was so odd, but right now it's like you know, it's normal.
Yeah. For me, for example, I come from the same country, and I don't feel at all like what you say. I never felt any less because I was a woman at all.
Yeah.
So, for example, when I hear cases from US and other countries, I'm like, that's never been my experience.
Yeah, because you're a different generation, Luki. You're a different generation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. For sure. So and for example, with gaming, for example, I'm one of the bros. That's my personality more. So I never felt weird. I'm actually feel weird to play with girls than to play with guys. For me, it's way more natural to play with the guys than with the girls. I'm always so nervous when I play with the girls. When I play with Sigma for like 2 hours, I was like, Sigma.
We had so much fun. We had so much fun. It was cool. Yeah, it always takes a while to find your groove with a new duo partner.
Yeah, for sure.
But you and I hit it off.
Yeah.
I feel like it's, I think, I don't know if you guys like this, but I have a really rough time connecting to other women. And I think it's because I'm the only female in my family. Like I have all brothers, all uncles. So I never really was around women a lot. So I feel more comfortable gaming with men. And I've just always been around men my entire life. And I just feel weird. Like I can't be myself when I'm playing with another woman. Like it takes a lot for me to like vibe with a woman, like to be able to game with them and be on the same level, because I have a really strong personality. A lot of women can't handle it. I feel intimidated by my kind of personality because I'm out there. I mean, we can all agree, if you've seen me, like, you know, I'm out there, and it's hard. It's really hard for me to find another woman I'm comfortable gaming with.
Yeah, I'd say I'm the same.
Yes,
I grew up with all men. And growing up, I only had male friends as well because I was into more male things. Like I was into gaming and cars and stuff. So I couldn't hang around with females being into gaming and stuff because they wouldn't entertain me. Like it just wasn't a thing that they really, you know, you as weird, I suppose. But yeah, there's definitely, it makes that divide for sure.
Okay. I think it could also be that first impression, right? You and I'm talking about playing with another streamer or with another gamer. I think it's that first impression as well, you know. How should I handle this situation? Or, you know, I think you just let it go and try to act natural. And I think that if you have a good chemistry, then things will run well automatically, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. I also just grew up with a lot of guys, and for me, it's very hard to like find other women that are, you know, just like me. A lot of people I feel like get a little, I don't know how to describe it, but I'm pretty much like, I'm loud, as Jedi says. I swear a lot. I just kind of, you know, I don't care if you're male or female or whatever. If we have a good time, we got a good time, you know. But I'm just gonna mention statistics again. Mostly because you mentioned the quote, the statistics of 50-50.
Yeah.
And I don't know how true that is, because I mean, I'm sure we can all agree there's a lot more games that are very centered around women. Like, for example, games like The Sims, right? I don't know if y'all have played The Sims. I love The Sims. It's great. And I see a lot of other females playing Sims or games of that kind, you know. FPSs, you know, not so much. I'm very, very glad that like more people are starting to be like, yeah, I mean, just because I'm a girl doesn't mean I won't, you know, slam you, or, you know, vice versa. And I think that's really good so far in Tarkov. If I kill someone, they come into chat and they're like, yo, that was that was a good fight. Like, that was awesome.
Yeah,
And none of them, you know, it's not like, oh, you know, you suck, you're female, which I saw a lot of in Siege. So I think it's definitely becoming more like common, which is a really, really good thing. But yeah, like you said, in real life too, it's like, obviously, like, my philosophy is like men and women are different. We're both good at we're both good at things. That doesn't mean we shouldn't be like, you know, differentiated. Like, one is not better than the other. We're both very good at the things that we're specializing. Because I've known some women that like are in the military and stuff like that, and like they can like break me in half, dude. It's ridiculous. If you're one of those women, DM me. But but it's, you know, I don't think you should like lose a job or something because you're a woman, right? It should be based on like a personal instance. And I think that's something that the community in gaming is doing a little bit better of. So
okay. The next question touches that subject that you mentioned before. Is the gaming industry heavily tilted towards the male gamer? I didn't want to ask these questions anymore because the prior one, the one that we are discussing right now, kind of touches the subject. But if you guys would, or if you would want to, then sure. So is the gaming industry heavily tilted towards the male gamer? And I could add here, it is obvious that we see differences. If you looked at Counter-Strike, and this is a fact, and maybe I'm wrong, I have never seen a champion, you know, a female champion in Counter-Strike. Am I wrong?
I don't think that makes any difference at all. I personally don't pick a game or play a game because of the characters in the game.
Yes.
You know? I don't think that makes any difference. And, you know, if they don't ever put a game out with a female character, it's not going to stop me gaming.
But I'm not talking about the female character in the game.
Like an actual like professional
yes,
MLG
I'm talking about
gamer.
the professional female or girl gamer in one of those Counter-Strike positions, you know.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Am I wrong? Have you seen female or girl gamers being champions?
It's funny that you mentioned this question.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was my that's why I wanted to start streaming and push gaming harder.
Yes.
Whenever I started, there was no female MLG players, and that was my goal. Like, you can even ask my community. When I started streaming, that was my goal. I wanted to be the first female MLG gamer. And I mean, through the years, that goal has lowered. I don't even care about that anymore because I'd much rather just be a streamer and do what I do now. But that was my sole purpose for wanting to push myself in gaming. I wanted to be the first female emoji. And I feel like there's not a lot. You're right. I think there is some now, but there's not a lot. I don't know why.
So
I really
it is affected. It is affected. It will probably change in the next years or so. But for
maybe.
now, it is a bit more tilted towards male gamers. Now, with this, I again, I don't want to sound macho or so. I'm just stating a fact, right? And again, the times will or the time will tell about this, and I think it will change in this regard as well. But do you think that this happened before because female or women didn't have access to those games, or because there are some, and I need to be careful how to put this, some differences which prevent a woman in reaching such positions. Like, for example, I'm just saying, yeah, do not how should I put it? Do not. I'm just gonna leave it there. Are there maybe some physical differences, like reaction time, like someone mentioned in the chat before? Are there the reaction times slower? I'm just asking. Yeah, please don't judge me.
I really don't.
I think
I'm just asking.
Everybody
Don't
has
do
as
this.
much potential as anyone else, I think, to be honest. And you know, you brought up the competitive scene, and I think
Yes.
okay, don't get me wrong, we have barriers. It was quite hard for me to even just get onto a team where I was sort of treated the same way as the other boys. But everybody has the same opportunity, and I think if women are willing to continuously push themselves and continuously show that they are bringing something to the table, that they are just as good, that they can just do this and do that just like they can, then you will always move forward. Like, it's not necessarily, I don't think, about differences. I think it's about how much is that woman willing to put in for what she wants. to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure. Red, you wanted
weird.
to intervene. I saw you very eager to intervene there, and I'm very thankful if you can clarify this for all of us. Of course.
Okay. This is always a big question, right? The differences in gender reaction times and stuff like that. There's a lot of studies. I know someone was talking about some study they saw. Most of the times when you want like an answer to a question, look at more than just one study. Case studies are really ridiculous. But I mean, there's obviously differences within like gender reaction times, but that was more like before. We've kind of evolution like changed. I mean, for example, because you're a male, do you have reaction times like Shroud? I don't think any of us do. I wish I did, but I don't. Like, it's like that. So I don't think it's necessarily fair to just label like, oh, men have better reaction times than women.
And I didn't
Are
do
you
that.
Shroud?
Yeah, I was just asking.
No,
Don't
of
get
course
me
not.
wrong.
No.
Okay.
Of course not. No, you're fine. Someone else was saying it in chat, is why I'm pointing it out. But it's like we were saying, like if you bring someone to the like whatever you're bringing to the table, right? I mean, I know some girls that are better than at the game than me, which is probably like everybody here. But you know, I'm also better than a lot of other males, you know, and it's just statistics, and it's just what you're looking for and the kind of tests they do and all that fun stuff. When it comes to that,
it boils down to your goals in life. Like, do you want to be a professional gamer? It doesn't matter what your sex is. Do you want that? Because if you do, then you can grind towards it. It doesn't matter if you're a woman or a man. I feel like the gaming community and all this is pretty much leveled now. If you're a woman and you want to be a female MLG, then you can be. But are you willing to put in the time? Are you willing to put in the work? It doesn't matter what gender you are. It's just all about if that's what you want.
Yes.
And it just so happens that more men want that more than women. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter about the gender. It's just more men are aimed for that than women are.
I mean, I think there are definitely differences though. Like, I could give one example. Like, I only really know Siege, like in that aspect, but you know, when women are judged, they're not judged for their gameplay quite often based on how they look, how they dress, their body weight or something like that, or you know, like getting boosted or carried something. There's definitely a difference in the way that they're looked at. Like, you know, there's one particular person who's competitive in Siege and she's never talked about for her gameplay. Never. She could be boosted, she could be carried, she could be the worst player on the team, but she is never talked shit upon because of her gameplay. It is always how she looks every single time.
Okay.
Every time.
And I think for me, like, I wanna, for example, gaming industry tilted be doesn't matter. So what I was trying to say is, like, I'm a girl gamer and I want to buy, and I can never buy headset because I have a tiny head and every headset is this big on me, or like the chair is massive. Like, I would want as a girl gamer to be able to buy stuff that actually are good for me. Like, that's what we actually want, like, being able to buy gaming chairs and headset and perhaps, I don't know, I don't actually necessarily want pink stuff, but something that actually, I don't know, smaller or like.
Magpie wanted to say something. Please, Magpie, and then I'm gonna add one idea to what you were saying, Luki. Magpie, please.
That's good. Yeah, I was just gonna point on what Queen was saying and say, as gaming becomes more normalized for women, I think we're gonna see a lot more of us in like the competitive scene. I think it's not something that has normally been something that females do, and now seeing like us streaming, playing these competitive games and just like having fun doing it, more girls are going to get into that and more girls are going to want to play FPS shooters and stuff.
And I think this is what I wanted to say, Luki and Magpie. I think the industry will change in this aspect as well, because I remember this for watching a documentary. It happened in the car industry. If you guys, I don't know if you remember all the door openings. I don't know how they call them in English. You guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah, well, male oriented. Then they realized that a lot of women were breaking their nails while opening, so they made the other ones. So I think this will change as well in gaming. So in a few years, we're gonna have chairs for, I think this is going to change, because why not? Yeah,
because we want to buy stuff as well. And I think it's just gonna happen.
Make the business.
Yeah, and I think like when more girl streamers are gonna be more, I mean, there are a lot of girl streamers that are really successful, but when more of girl streamers get successful, most likely gaming companies are gonna work with them to do this stuff.
Before we move on, Dan and Luki, can you turn your volume a bit down? The guys on stream say, because in comparison with the rest of the panel, you guys are a bit. Your volume is a bit high. Okay. Anything to add here? I mean, this is a topic that we will probably never finish, right? And I don't know. If you guys would want to add something, please. If not, we can continue with the next questions. Oh,
I'm good with continuing.
Okay, Dan, go for the next one if you would want.
You want to? Was that Sigma? Sorry, did you say you wanted to continue with the topic, or?
No, I meant like continue on. Let's
cool.
Keep it moving.
Let's go. Let's keep it moving. Right. So, let's keep it rolling. This is a good one. If there's something that you would improve in EFT, what would that thing be? We're going to jump back into the game now. If there's something that you'd improve in the game, what would it be?
Stability.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, it's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Okay, sure. That's an opinion.
It's a fair point. Yeah, it's a fair point.
Yeah, definitely the stutters.
Okay.
Yeah, besides the stutters, like when you guys have all experienced before, where you're trying to walk over like a tiny little fence in customs and you get stuck on it and you're like, just pick up your feet, please. Yes. Like that's one of those things I'd like to change. Getting some more like vaulting and that kind of stuff in there, I think would be really good just to maneuver better.
Okay.
I can say something.
Of course.
Thank you. 99% on this game I play on the labs. I don't know how to is on the another maps because I don't play another maps. Okay. I don't remember when I was last time on the shoreline or another maps. But on the labs is many desyncs and lags, plus going full gear, paying for a key card and a late spawn for a ride is not fair. And sometimes I like close fight. And sometimes when I have problem is when I'm in face to face with my enemy and try to kill him, I got lag. And then when I try to shoot him, I'm dead. I'm dead when I try to pick him behind the wall. I'm dead when I try to pick him on the door and I'm hiding. Yes. And 1 meter later, I'm dead because he killed me. I don't know how. And next, cheaters. This is seriously, when I started play labs, was desyncs, lags, and another things. But now it's more cheaters. And when I started streaming, I have energy in this place. When I died behind the wall, when I died by cheaters, every times right after right. And this is not my problem, I think, only because I saw this problem on another players. And our energy is in this place. And people who watch me, they know I'm a person who want to play the best how I can. I give all my energy to chat. I give all my energy to make a good gameplay and a good fight. And when I have fight, I'm so focused on the game. And when I die many times, I don't have energy. I started play, I drops everything. I started play without emotions. This is next right, and I think in my head, okay, I'm going to the right. I love this map. I love fight on the labs. I love, if you know me, you know I'm crazy about the lab. And when I died all the time like this, I tried, I need rest. I need off my stream. I need 15 minutes for me. And then I can go and try one more. But this is crazy. For me, this is crazy. And this is what hurt me the most in this game. Smooth game.
Yes, I totally
agree. I don't play labs as much as you do, but I do love the map and I tend to avoid it. So I would definitely say the cheaters. And can we please make every hatchling spawn 5 minutes late? There, I said it. Okay, next.
I don't think it's just labs where we're having an issue with hatchlings. And
oh no.
Pistol runners you can forgive a little bit more because it's actually I mean, look, I get salty when I die to them, but like it's commendable for him to kill me with a headshot or something, you know. And it's not just labs. Like Interchange now has like it was already a problem with people running to the tech stores, but now with the new LEDX spawn, it's even worse. Like that people are just waiting. They're just sitting in a corner.
Yes.
They're just waiting. Someone's turning the power on. They just go get it and they just disconnect. You're just seeing all these dead bodies everywhere. And the fact that it happens on labs somewhere where you pay to get into, and if you get a late spawn on top of that, and then you have all these hatchling runners just running to all the spawns, you know, and you die by desync or a hacker, or unfortunately you just lose a gunfight, you know, they've already disconnected because they've already got a graphics card, or you know, they've already got the good high value items, and it definitely kind of sucks. Like it's demotivating sometimes.
For sure, yeah.
So I want to speak on something that you guys might not have a problem with. I have a major problem with it, and maybe people that play a lot of shoreline and woods might, especially because of open fields. But I cannot stand when I'm fighting someone from like a distance or something, and they shoot me, and it doesn't even have to be in the legs. My legs will be fine, but it completely drains my stamina. I can't move, so I just have to stay there and get killed because my stamina's drained when I get shot, and I can't move. Like that's something I want fixed. It drives me crazy.
Okay.
I've never noticed.
You just gotta kill them first.
Always like, is my stamina out? I'm dead.
Yeah, no, it's like my stamina bar can be all the way up, but if I get shot or something, I try moving, my stamina is completely drained. Maybe it's just a me problem. I
don't think that's a bug. I think that's a feature.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I guess I just gotta get gooder. But I can't stand it when I'm fighting someone.
Just shoot them first, forehead.
Yeah, exactly.
Just be better.
So easy to say.
Just like
get
don't
better
get
socks.
Just the gamer socks, bro.
I mean, it's fine for like indoors, but like when you're outside in the middle of the open field, like on reserve or shoreline or woods, and you're getting shot at, you can't get to cover, you can't move, you just have to stay there and die because your vision's blurry and you can't move your legs, so you just drives me crazy.
Just stay away from the fields because they're the easiest place to get shot. But I know what he's saying.
You know what,
it's definitely frustrating.
Just
just don't play any outdoor maps. Stay on fucking labs. Factory.
I would love to improve the lighting at the moment. I feel like it sucks tremendously.
Okay.
Especially in Interchange with the new update.
But they improved it.
I know, fixed by the way, right?
Right.
Yeah. The dark corners and stuff is just I don't know. It's just so demotivating to play with the lighting as it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it gets brighter when you turn on the power, though, right?
It's still bad though. It's
Yeah.
Still not
I
good,
think the idea behind it is really good, but I think like implementing those different levels of lighting and different like shades between like stores and stuff, that's the part that they need to work on. But that part, it's not necessarily easy, you know. It's quite hard.
Another massive thing is audio as well, especially if you're in on shoreline, inside resort, or 3 stories, 2 stories, whatever. It's impossible to figure out where people are.
Absolutely.
I'm getting excited for Steam Audio. I hope that's very
Oh my god.
Oh, yes.
Holy please.
Yeah, Steam Audio should fix a lot of the issues. But of course, we'll all have to learn the game again. You know, it's gonna be like being brand new to Tarkov, but everybody will be in the same boat. So it's gonna be really exciting for sure.
Okay, so to put all these things together, audio, is a complaint or an issue. Then starters, freezes, or combat freezes. Then what else?
I feel like
do we
audio
have?
and stutter is like the main 2 things wrong with
Yes.
right now.
Okay. Then what was the other thing you mentioned? Having a vaulting option, maybe?
I think hackers and desyncs are a bit more important.
Okay. It's not necessarily in a certain order, but just have a list. Maybe a community manager, maybe Nikita is watching, or someone, maybe a community representative can do a list with the main topics or the main issues that we are currently having in the game, and then just pass it over to the devs. It could be good. Because we are all representatives of our communities, and that means that those 200 or 2,000 or 10,000 or 1 viewer, or 2 viewers are watching us for a reason, and they agree with our philosophy, our mentality, right? So I think it's not a bad idea if one of them is watching, maybe make a list and pass it on to the devs. And we can ask the next question.
Yeah,
or
I have another issue.
Yeah, please.
For like streaming related, the painkiller effect, it bugs my boyfriend and my viewers so bad. Every time, that's why I don't go with nudes, and I only pop a painkiller because it makes it renders really weird, the sharpness on stream, and it looks really weird. And they're always complaining why is this Tarkov looking like shit or stuff like that.
Yes.
So if they make that sharpness different, I don't know how they can fix that. So it actually looks okay on stream because it makes the game look really, really bad when you would take painkillers.
Also, if you're not wearing a face shield, it's worse for your camera too. So if you wear a face shield, it like encodes it far better through OBS. Your camera won't get so blurry.
Is that because you can't see to begin with?
Okay.
Yes. I have another issue.
Yes.
Currently, as a friend of mine and I were testing it, apparently M61 is kind of bugged. So if you shoot something, it'll double pen and do double damage. So it's kind of ridiculous. We tried a bunch of different guns, and then with M80 and M61. So it's even when we did tests, and then when I would die to somebody using M61, it double pens, which is super weird, and it's really frustrating to like die against. So Queen, exactly. That's what everyone's gonna do now. They're like, oh,
the price of M61 is about to
hello
skyrocket.
Right? Yeah, I know. It just went up in price, but yeah. So if there's definitely anybody in the dev or the Battle State games, there's something wrong with it. I don't know what it is, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds like all of us just really want the game to be as optimized as possible and to have the most like even playing field possible, like not late spawning, not having hackers, not having stutters, like just so we have the most like, how to explain it, the best experience playing Tarkov.
I'm gonna say something that we're all not gonna like, but it's the truth. We're always gonna have hackers. Like we just have to suck it up and deal with it. Now we're not gonna have it right now. It's at a really, really high, a lot of them that could be fixed. But if you come from FPSs, they're always going to be there. They're always going to work their way around it, and we just have to deal with it.
Yes.
But there is a lot right now, and I feel like that number can be dropped and be managed more, hopefully, because there is too many right now for sure.
Yes, especially on labs, right, Shina?
Oh, for sure, it's really bad.
Yes, this is
interchange
crazy.
has been bad. Oh God, I feel like interchange is worse with hackers right now than labs.
It happens as well. Yeah, true.
Yeah, to be honest, absolutely. I wouldn't mind if labs was actually more expensive to get into. I know people are like, oh man, right now like key cards are over 200k again, but I wouldn't actually mind if there was more of a set price or it was a little bit more expensive. In the end, it is more of an end game map, right?
True.
But right now, I mean, I'm encountering like level 10s with a hunter, or they're just like hatchet running, and sure, I mean, all power to them, like commendable, growing balls enough to go in there, but in the end, if it's an end game map, I feel like it would be actually okay to make it more expensive.
I agree. Plus, you'll make your money.
I mean, you have all the other maps, right, that are free. You could get Blood X's and stuff on any other map that's free, so
you mean like don't let them in until they hit like level 30?
Yeah, maybe there could be a level cap. Yeah, maybe a level cap, or the price needs to be more expensive. Like it needs to be. It's like T7s and Reaper IRs, right? They're quite cheap in my opinion for what they really are, and they're quite accessible. They changed it so that you can't put your Reaper IR in your Gamma, but you still can. You just need a particular mount, which I think a lot of people know. If you don't, I don't even remember the mount, so I can't help you anyway. But and the T7, like. The T7 is really strong, but it's not at a price where I'm like, I'm going to buy it. I've got to play serious. I buy it to just sort of mess around, So I think those also need to have some sort of price change, I think to make it more.
Cap is actually a great idea. That's a really, really good idea in my opinion.
But in the same time, I stopped playing labs because every other game I'll die because of lag. Like I'm not trolling every other game. So you already spent all this money to go in. You don't have insurance. And every other game you die because of lag. So first they should fix the lag, and then they can mess with those.
Okay?
Shina, do you think that they should put a level cap on labs? Because like when you start out, you go straight to labs. It's your map. How would you feel?
I think for hackers, money is not problem. It will be problem for us when we need to pay more, much money for start, for go to the labs. It will be for us. And 40 level, I don't know. I started play on the labs a little bit earlier because I was focused on the quest. And then I stopped quest. I had 40 level. I back to the labs, and for me this is. I don't know how it is for another players, but for me this is not problem.
I feel like level 25.
I think it should be level 40. Yeah, level 40 seems a little bit too far.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Really.
It's not easy.
I feel like level 25, you have your quest done, and you have a good stash, and I don't know. I feel like level 25 would be a really good start for level.
I do have one suggestion that my community brought up, and they said, we really want a compass. People kept talking about a compass, and I said, wouldn't it be cool if they made the compass a reward for one of Jaeger's pain in the ass tasks that you have to do? Like, just a side note, I really still want a compass, even though I know my way around Tarkov probably better than my own house some days.
Didn't they show that they were doing that on a podcast?
Oh yeah, since I started playing 2 years ago. Yeah. But I thought it would be a cool reward.
I feel like that with the watches too on your wrist. I feel like the watches should match up with the raid time, so you can just like look at your watch instead of hitting the button.
Yeah,
that would be cool. I think stuff like that is planned as well. I think the compass will be on the watch as well. I think the watch and the compass are going to be implemented together, for sure. And there's also an issue at the moment with reserve. I'm always having this argument with my community, and it's like, yeah, he's on the south side of the helicopter, and then it's like, well, which side is the south side? And then one person would say this side, one person says that side, and it's like nobody can agree what is south, what is north, because the map on the wiki says one thing, the sun is telling you another thing, and it's it's just a nightmare. So I think the compass and the watch being implemented soon would be absolutely fantastic.
For sure.
I was saying the other day that I think that they should add range finders, because there's so many quests where you have to kill somebody within certain amount of meters, or and you've got to eyeball it, and it's so frustrating when you sit there for like 20 minutes going for that headshot on the sniper, and then you're like, yes, let me check my quest. Oh no.
Yeah, do not forget that the game is not finished. Yeah, and such features will be added. We need to be patient with stuff like this, and that's totally understandable. Step by step, priority after priority, and then feature after feature, and we're gonna get there for sure.
At the same time, though, I'm like, but would it be a good thing? Because I feel like that's why we play Tarkov, is because Tarkov is hard. It's a challenge. And you have to do those kind of things. Like, you have to eyeball and see how far away somebody is. And you have to guess, like, okay, am I on the south side? So, like, at the same time, like, yeah, that'd be a great addition. But I'm also like, but that would change, the hardcore of what Tarkov is. So I'm kind of like stuck in between,
Yes, we understand what I mean, at least me, I understand what you're saying. But on the front page of Escape from Tarkov says hardcore and realism. So there are rangefinders and compasses in real life. So, it's just adding them in.
Can I go back to an old topic,
please?
Quickly.
Please.
Did you guys see the post that they just?
I did.
Put a picture on Instagram. I sent it to you in DMs.
I'm gonna have a look at it.
And maybe you could show stream as well. They're implementing this, and it says on their patch 0.12.5. I don't know exact number what they're up to now, so I'm assuming that's next patch. I don't know.
So the screen is covered with this screenshot right now. Do not worry too much. Okay, so you have more color options, I would say. Post effects, colorfulness, luma, adaptive sharpen. Okay, this is good. This is something that we were
this might help with
waiting for.
Colorblind mode as well. That is a huge one.
Wow. That's awesome.
That is fantastic.
Cheers. That's awesome. They've needed that for a long time.
Such an amazing job, right? Yes, yes. Okay, we can move on, I would say, if you guys don't mind. Is the gaming industry easier or harder for a female streamer? Maybe a brief answer. We don't have to go 20 minutes, 30 minutes through it. Yeah,
I think both
is
of
the
them have
gaming industry easier or harder for a female streamer?
I don't think
both have
it's
their
black or
challenges.
white.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like Glitzy was saying, it's not black or white. It's, I mean, males and females both have our own challenges, like different people in chat and stuff like that. It's just, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. The next question is a bit tied to this one. Dan, if you would want to read it quickly.
Yeah, so do you feel like you are treated differently by the Tarkov community for being a female? And how do you compare the Tarkov community with your prior game communities?
I feel like
I mean,
Sigma
for the most
commented
part,
on
this
this
community is
earlier.
amazing.
Yeah, I think that's why I love the Tarkov community so much, is because we're equal. Like, they don't treat us differently than a male or, you know, something. That's what Sigma was saying earlier, and I completely agree. That's why I love this community so much. It's because we're all equal.
Yeah, you're judged on your abilities in game or your entertainment value, your skill as a streamer, and rather than, you know, just being this or that or whatever. Yeah, that's really cool.
Okay.
I think no matter what game it is, you'll still get like the type of people that are going to treat you differently, whether they're male or female. Like you're still going to get those sort of personalities, whether it's them saying I want to carry or, you know, being offensive because you're female. Like you're going to find them in every game that you play. Tarkov is definitely better for the most part, what I've experienced with different games. The community itself is like really nice, to be honest. But you're still going to get those people, and you're still going to have to ban people in your chat. You know, it's just how it is at times.
I feel like it's
Can't
not
really
as
get rid of
bad, though, for other games. Like,
yeah, I agree.
Maybe ban 2 people a week, if that, you know?
Okay.
I feel like it's way, way less compared to other games.
Okay. That the next question, I think it's a question that you came up with, Dan, and I think we can go for it, and because it's also a bit related to what we're talking about.
Would you like me to read it out?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so we've got after you've killed a player and that player comes into your stream, do you feel as though they react differently when they discover that you're a female streamer who has killed them?
No.
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh, okay, good. Continue, please.
Glitzy, do you want to go first?
No, I would just say that I've not encountered that. People have come in. I honestly don't get many people that come by, but if they do, they'll just say, "Oh, you know, you just killed me." They'll comment on the fight, but I've never had a comment on the fact that I'm female.
Okay, so that's my exact point. I watch a ton of you guys that stream Tarkov, and when you get into a fight, they come and they hang out with you. When I get into a fight with them, they come and clip it. And that's it.
Yeah, I'm sort of with
So I would say one out of 5, 1 out of 7 actually come in and they're cool and they hang out. All the other ones will come in and clip it. And some of them will name it, you know, something stupid, like some of them do. And that's fine. But when I'm watching, if it's, you know, Veritas, Dan, I've seen it happen with you multiple times, Sharptooth, a lot of you gentlemen, they feel excited that they got into a fight with you, win or lose. But for me, I don't feel like that happens, and I don't feel like that happens to my female counterparts either.
Okay.
For example, I have Twitch in my name, so it's really easy to find me because it's there. But I only got like 2 or 3 toxic guys, and once was my fault.
Okay.
He just spawned and I killed him, so it was kind of my fault.
Yeah, that's the game.
So that was a bit toxic. So
okay.
But it's like I'm a female and I have Twitch in my name, but they're okay. I think because Sigma, they see you as a big streamer, so they wanted to show off. And I have people that like they want to show off and just ignore it. Sometimes they're like, "Ooh, I killed you! Ooh, I killed Sigma! Let me show everyone." They just want to show off.
That's why the
I don't know if it's just that though.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if it's just that though. Like I'm not really a big streamer, and like the other day I wiped a squad on Factory, and now there were 4 of them, okay? And out of the 4 of them, 2 of them were very, very salty. They were not having a good time, and they were happily just sort of like, you know, like talking shit. The other 2, they didn't care. There's definitely some differences between people, and you can see it in their attitude.
Yes.
I guess I've had the other experience. I have people come in and they'll be like, "Oh, like that was a great fight. Like we were so scared. We're like, who's in the trees? Like all that kind of stuff." And I'm
but you're super sweet. No one could say anything bad to you, you know?
I'm that person too where I like, if somebody comes in and they're like, "Oh, that's my gun," I'm like, okay, well, it's kind of, you know, not modded very well. If I drop it for you and you get it back in insurance, will you mod it better? So like get better at the game and stuff. Like I also like to hatchet fight the hatchlings. So I'm kind of like that person. Like I like to make it as fun of a game as possible for everyone.
Okay.
I mean, if people come to my stream and they say GG, I'll be like, "Do you want me to drop your stuff?" You know.
Same.
But if someone comes in and they're salty and they're passive aggressive, I'm like, getting in here.
This is mine. This is mine. Yes.
Yeah.
Shina,
I want to have those conversations though. I want to have those conversations with the guys that I get into fights with. I truly do. So if I kill you out there, you know, or you kill me and we had a good fight, like come hang out, come BS with me.
Yeah. See, I feel like I'm different because I don't have my actual name in my game name. So if I kill someone, they don't normally know it's me. Now, unless it's like someone who watches me and they see my name, they're like, "Oh yeah, like GG's." So I don't really get a lot of people from in-game coming into my chat saying, "Oh, GG's" or whatever, because they don't know that my name is me, kind of.
Okay.
Well, with that name,
right?
And me, sometimes I'm really toxic. I like to shit talk a lot. So sometimes I'm like, please don't look what I said about you. Please don't, like, let's hang out, but don't look at the clip. Please don't clip it. You don't want to know what I just said. No, don't look. It's better for you.
Go back through the VOD and just absolutely, you know, cry themselves to sleep.
Shina, what are your experiences on labs with players that you kill, or situation where you get killed by a player, or and they come? I mean, is your name? Maybe you don't want to reveal this, but is your name the same as your stream name also, or your Twitch name, or you have different?
Yes, the same.
Yes.
Yes, the same. Yes, the same. And when people come to me, no, it's me. I mean, because they saw a nickname, and I only know good reactions because I have super fast mods on my chat.
Okay.
And they don't and I don't have chance to see bad reactions, but usually I have a good reactions, and usually people say good fight, and I like this because we can talk about our mistakes, our fight. When I fight with 4 players, we can speak about this.
Yes.
And many times I had situation when I had fight, I died, and people come to me and say, "GG, good fight," and I say, "Nice fight, thank you for the fight," because I love fight on the labs.
Okay.
I love fight, and this is for me very good. And we talk on the chat in Tarkov too, not only on stream, because usually I play off stream. Yeah. But I have only good situation.
So far, okay, that's good. That's good. What about you, Queen? Queen is muted. Are you there, Queen?
Wait, what?
What about you? I think you said something at the beginning about it. Maybe I didn't pay attention. Do you get a lot of frustrated players, or maybe the opposite, when you get some kills, or when they kill you?
That's what I was saying. I don't really get a lot of that.
Okay.
Because of my name. I don't have my stream name or my name in my game. My name is Use Flashlight. We all know this. But I don't get a lot of that in my chat. Now, if I do, it's usually because someone knows it's my name, so they come say, "Oh, GG," you know? But I don't get a lot of that, no. If I kill someone and they come in my chat, it's because they know it's me. They know my name. But not a lot of people know my name yet, you know? So I don't really get that a lot.
Okay. The next question that I wanted to ask, or that we wanted to ask, is look at this question from a new streamer, I would say, point of view. The question goes like this: how do you deal with someone who is treating you in a sexist way? That means, what do I mean by this? Or what do I want you guys to point out? Let's try to get some feedback from someone who is starting a streaming career and he's having a problem with this. Because I believe the majority, if not all of you, are over this fact already. What would you advise someone who's starting and she is having this issue? Did you get the point?
Do you mean like do you just mean like sexual harassment or like abuse? Like what?
We're gonna
I'm
have
not sure
a question
exactly
about
what you
that
mean.
as well. How do you deal with someone who is treating you in a sexist way?
Your mic cut out. We didn't hear.
No.
Yeah.
So again, how do you deal with someone who is treating you in a sexist way?
Just have a good mod. Time them out.
Yeah.
Okay.
For example, at the beginning, I was like, I accept and love everyone except for who you are. And then I will just keep people toxic in my community. And now I'm like, no, you mean get the fuck out. So
Okay.
it's just get a mod. Just, you don't even need to see it as a streamer. Your mod does it. Don't deal with it. Don't engage into it. Just don't. I think a lot of new streamers, they engage into it. Just don't. Just ban them. And now if you ban them on Twitch, all those accounts get banned. They cannot contact you anymore. So they cannot make a new account. Just ban them.
Okay.
Don't deal with it.
Okay.
Yeah. My experience is I've had someone who's been making, I think we're up to, I don't know if any of my mods remember. I see some of them in chat. I think this guy's
it's
made,
the same guy.
Yeah, he's made over 300
well.
accounts.
Wow.
He's made over 300 accounts to quote unquote harass me. I say that because I hear better insults from a 6th grader. So I'm a little I don't want to say aggressive, but I just don't take shit. And you know, I'll say something back. I don't care. Like, you're not hurting me. Like,
Okay.
I say worse about myself to myself. Yeah, I don't care. But yeah, my mods are super fast and they ban like pretty much on site, and obviously like you don't want to you really don't want to like give them attention because that's what they're there for, but like 9 times out of the 10, like you're not going to have somebody that makes 300 accounts. You're normally just going to have one and then they leave. So as long as you're banning them, it's kind of whatever. I like to have fun and I'll, you know, say something back because that's just me. Like, I'm not going to sit here and take it. Yeah, that's not my kind of personality.
Okay.
But it's, yeah, just ban them. That's the easiest thing. If you say something back, say something back.
Okay.
But don't be afraid to ban.
Yeah.
Like, please don't be afraid to ban.
Sigma was smiling before. Why? No, it's not related?
It's some of the best content when they come into my chat. Like, oh, boo-boo, we feel bad. You just did wrong chat. No, I'm going to hurt your feelings. I'm going to hurt your feelings. And I'm a goddamn woman. Like, I'm too old for this shit. So when they bring some of this crap into my channel, I have had boys write me and be like, you know, you made me cry. And I'm like... clearly mommy didn't raise no champion over there, did she? Leave me alone. So I don't know. I let them go. My mods all know this. We let them go a little bit because it's made some of the best content, honestly. Just a little bit. And if I'm just not feeling it, like, they're just out. And then we just move on. You know, next. That's one of the reasons why we have that emote.
Okay, I see. The way I do it, I'm not talking about sexist or so in my case, yeah. But the way I do it is the mods are very not happy, but very fast in banning people or timeouting people. You know, timing people out, and I try to educate people, you know, because some of the guys who are joining my stream are rude because they grew up in such environment, and I try to give them the first chance. You know, and hey, listen, we don't do this in this chat, and if you want to obey and if you want to change and adapt, you're more than welcome to stay here. And I get a lot of problems because of this with the mods, because they're like, no, ban this guy immediately, you know. I don't know, do you give second chances? Or, I mean, depending on the situation, if someone is calling you whatever, you know, then that guy immediately gets a ban. But if he's like this teenager who I don't know. He was in a community where they had this certain language, and he comes to your stream. Do you give second chances or immediate ban? I mean, Luki, in your case, I get you said it from the beginning. Ban.
No, for me, it's like I said, I used to let people talk so much crap about me, and I give them a chance, and I did that for like almost 3 years.
Okay.
And I realized that's not all the best for me.
Okay, it's a lost cause.
Like, yeah, it's you give them like first of all, I don't ban. It's like timeout most of the time.
Okay.
If you really like my stream, you can wait 10 minutes to not say anything. So if you really like me, you'll stay there 10 minutes and come talk again. But if someone is there just to troll you, they will leave. They will not wait 10 minutes.
Okay.
So I think if they really like you, they stay 10 minutes and they keep talking after that.
Okay.
And I time out my
apologize, right? Or
yeah.
Okay.
And I time out my viewers that are here for 2 years. You did something bad, you get a timeout, you wait and you come back.
Okay.
And
yeah, I think it depends on the person's opening line, you know, like what they actually come in with. And sometimes I think people do just need a little push in the right direction and to say, you know, hold on a minute, that's not going to go down well in this stream. Like, that's not how we roll. So you either go with how we like to do things or see you later, you know?
And most of the time it's not like just ban you. To time down them a bit and see what happens. And if they keep toxic, that's when you ban.
To be honest, most of the people that come into my stream, they're toxic. I mean, you can tell pretty fast if someone's a troll. To be honest, they're really not. They're not anything creative. They're not anything new. They're very obvious. And I usually just think in my head, all right, how long have we got till this guy, you know, fucks up? You know, we got like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Sometimes they last 1 minute. You can usually tell if someone comes with the intention of being a troll. But for the most part, if people do, like if you have a good community, they're going to tell this person where to go. And that's not in the stream. Like, you're going to have people that are going to stick up to you and be like, look, you know, you're not really like suiting this stream right now if you're going to be toxic like that.
Yeah, they don't last very long at all. They just, no. Right.
You really, like, in the end, you have all control over your chat. You know, if you start streaming and like you get people come in and you're not really liking how they are in your stream, then you tell them. You have every right to tell someone that you don't appreciate how they're being. And that's the amazing aspect of being a streamer, right? You have all control over it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And for me, it took me a while to understand that I actually control it. Like at the beginning, you are so nice with everyone and but I think in time you just learn, hey, I'm in control and I control what's happening here.
Well, I think sometimes you're scared to like show anger or to show that someone's affects you, you know, but in the end, really, like, you're human, you're going to.
Yeah. We all learn from our mistakes and what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So yeah, for a new streamer, I would totally get a good mod. And like you said, your mods are really fast to ban, or like, I think you need to be really clear what you want from your mods and communicate with them a lot.
Yes.
And that's why I don't have many mods. I only have 2 mods.
Yes.
Because I got into those issues when they would be like really fast to ban someone, and I'll be like upset after the stream. Like, why did you ban a person? Only said this.
Yeah.
I think it's you communicating with that to your mods a lot.
Yes.
Tell them exactly what you want. They're like, my viewers are my viewers, but my mods is totally different.
Yeah.
As a mod, you need to act a certain way. You present my stream. You need to.
I agree.
So you need to communicate a lot with them.
The situation and tell them exactly how you want to roll the stream and so on, right?
Exactly.
But
exactly.
In defense of my moderators, or like all the moderators, I'm sure they are very well intentioned. Is that the word? Yeah. But and they are sometimes they are more into it than you. Like, with that I mean they're more professional. They did modding for someone else, you know. And I think it's how you stated it. You just have to express yourself or communicate and tell, hey, this is my philosophy. We're gonna do the second chance for these guys because maybe they're coming from a bad background and why not giving them a chance, right? And then if that doesn't work, if like a 600 seconds timeout doesn't work, then I'm sorry, you need to go to a different community, right? It is like that. Yeah.
And I feel like our moderators, they're there to protect us, you know what I mean? So they try getting rid of any kind of negativity in chat. just instantly because they don't want us to have to deal with it. And sometimes they can overstep and not give people a chance, but that's only because I think they're just trying to protect our chats and protect us. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely important to keep your mods all on the same page, like you say. Have some guidelines and say, look, guys, this is what I would ban straight away. Like for me personally, I know we all manage our streams differently, and that's awesome. But for me personally, if someone comes in and there's any sort of like racism or hate speech, that is it. Like straight away, you are gone.
Same.
Like, without question, as I'm sure we'd all.
Yes.
Exactly. But just have those guidelines, and don't be afraid to, like, I don't know how to put this really. Sometimes people that you meet through, especially when you're new to streaming, you'll meet people that man, this is tough. So they might not mod in a way that you would like them to.
Okay.
They might be a little bit heavy-handed. They might be a little bit too enthusiastic. Try to like steer them in the right direction. And if it doesn't work, if it's not going to work out, don't be afraid. And it's horrible, but don't be afraid to say, hey, look, I don't think it's working out. We've tried, I've tried to get you on the same page, but your stream comes first, guys. Honestly, as a new streamer, if you're really wanting to make the most of it and do your best and really get the most out of streaming, you need to sometimes be selfish. And I know it's horrible because you're bringing people together. You don't want to feel like you're pushing people away, but sometimes you will find people are detrimental to your stream, and it's really fucking important to make sure that you're all on the same page.
Can you guys hop into chat and spam some hearts for our mods, for all of them, not only the mods of this channel, for your mods, and let's show some love, because I believe a lot of mods are here in the chat with us, and you guys definitely deserve it. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, let's be honest, we wouldn't be where we are without our mods. You know what I mean? For the mod.
That's one way to get your ass banned real quick in my chat. You can come in and talk some shit to me. You can do whatever. But if you screw with my mods, it's going down.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think the pillar, we shouldn't forget this. Yeah, it's very important, and reminding us of this fact, it's something that's very important. We are here because of the community. Yeah, we are not here because whoever is RedSeven or Train or Luki and so on. Yeah, we are not here. We are on our own, yeah, but we have 200 guys or 1,000 guys behind us, because that's the community who's supporting you. And I think this is a very good moment to remind ourselves and to talk about newcomers. Maybe someone's decided, because you see a lot of new streamers, and I see a lot of new streamers in my channel. My channel is small, and I see a lot of guys coming, or female streamers, male streamers, whatever, coming to my channel. What should I do? Should I set my chat on followers only, or some advices? Never, by the way, never do that. And I think it's very important to remind yourself, or to tell yourself, who am I? Why am I here? I think you are here because of your community. So you have 10,000 subscribers or 60,000 like Summit, or one subscriber, because that guy or that person is behind you. It's very important to not forget that.
Yeah. I think also if you are a small streamer, trolls usually like to target you, and that happened to me a lot when I was a smaller streamer. So I think you just need to deal a bit more when you're a smaller streamer with that, because they see you as more weak, so they try to troll you more. And when you grow a community, it happens less because the community is there for you. But yeah, like when you first start out, the first few months, it's gonna happen.
Okay, what would be some advices towards people, gamers, girl gamers who want to start a streaming career? Some basic stuff, not too much into detail. Some basic, simple stuff.
I guess what I say is, I had somebody contact me about this once. They were asking, like, what do I do when I have somebody in my chat who, like, they're there all the time and they're usually pretty nice to me, but sometimes they're really toxic and I can't really put up with it and stuff like that. And of course, I gave her the advice, like, mute them for a little bit, or like put them in timeout, and if they still come back. but you should definitely realize that the vibe of your chat is like your vibe. So like how you feel when you're streaming and stuff like that. Like we all look over a chat, and if they're full of lulz and like pog champs and stuff, we're all like, yeah, like that's great. And then if they're all full of like trolls, we're like, like this isn't the best vibe. I can't really pick it up again. So I think what we got to learn is like you want your chat to feel your vibe with you, and if someone isn't, then you're gonna kind of like push it out.
I like so, Red, your question was, what would you like the advice you would give to someone that's wanting to stream?
Yes.
Was that your...
Yes. Yes.
So I might open a can of worms with this one, and people might not like what I'm going to say. But I get asked this question a lot. Like, I want to start streaming. What do I do? And stuff like that. And the cold hard truth is not everyone can be a streamer. And I feel like people get bad advice with this all the time because streamers are scared to hurt someone's feelings. And this might hurt someone's feelings, but not everyone can be a streamer. It's not everyone has it. You're not going to entertain some people. You can sit here and stream for 13 hours straight and not have anyone watching you. And it's not nothing against you. It's just like a movie star or an actor. We don't like every actor. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And not everyone is for everyone. It is what it is. And it's the cold hard truth. Like, just because you want to be a streamer doesn't mean you can be one. I mean, you can try and you can grind and you might build that community. But sometimes it just doesn't happen for you. And it sucks, but it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's all I can say. If you're trying to start, if you're new, try your best, give it your all. If it doesn't work out, don't beat yourself up. There's something out there for everyone. You know what I mean?
Very good point. Very, very good point. Yes.
I want to say...
Oh, go. You're okay.
No, please.
I also think stop going into it thinking that you're going to make a lot of money.
Yes.
I think people that are successful streamers, they're not... Pardon?
Repeat, please. What did
stop going into streaming thinking that you're going to make lots of money.
I see. Okay.
You know? For the most part, successful streamers, they're more humble people. They're not doing it for the money. They're doing it because they enjoy streaming, they enjoy interacting, and they enjoy showing people their gameplay or their content. And a lot of people right now are like, man, I'm just so close to getting affiliate, you know, I'm just on the affiliate grind, and then they get on the affiliate grind and then they're like, cool, I can chill. And I feel like for the most part, you know, there's a lot of people that are going into it with the wrong intentions. They're just like, man, I just want to do it. I want to get 10 subs. I want to get 50 subs. I want to get 100 subs. I want people to gift me subs, you know, and I really do think, that, you know, the streamers aren't really, you know, we're not as making as much money or rich as you think, you know, and we're not here for the money.
Yeah, except some of us. Okay. I mean, some of us who are not here. Yeah, okay. But yeah.
I guess it all depends on what you define as success as a person. You know, do you think you're successful when you have 10,000 followers? Do you think you're successful because of how many subs you have? Or do you think you're successful because you have at least one or two like people talking in your chat? It all depends on what you define as a person as success. Like, what are you going in for? And if you're going in for money, then stop what you're doing right now, because you're going to be very disappointed.
Okay.
That's amazing. Yeah, for sure.
But we have a question related to this. If you want to insert it, Dan, quickly, and then we can talk about this subject because it's an important one.
Wait, was Shina going to say something now?
Somewhere there.
Shina.
Yes. Oh, we wanted. Okay. Yes. Please. I apologize.
I agree, and I want to say one thing: just be yourself and enjoy what you do. We have one life, and we spend many hours to play, and we need to be happy. We need to make good energy, positive emotions, and we need to give these emotions our chat, because people spending with us many hours, and they like us. Yes, they like watch us. They like interactive, and we need to, when we play on the stream, we need to give people good energy.
Yeah,
I love what
exactly.
Shina just said. I love that.
Can I just expand on it? Oh, sorry.
Please.
Yeah. Do your thing, Dan.
I just wanted to say that's an amazing point. You know, people. I'll start this from the start. People are from all different backgrounds. You never know what somebody's going through across the world on the other side. You know, as streamers, what I see our job as is we're giving people somewhere to hang out, somewhere to forget about all the bullshit in real life. You know, we create that environment, and we sort of maintain that environment for people to enjoy themselves via Tarkov, you know, whether that's through you, whether that's with you, whatever, you know, and other games, of course, if you like to stream different games. And I think that's the biggest thing to remember is, you know, the way I see success is, did we have a good stream today? If we can say, yes, we had a great stream today, then for me, that's a success. You know, if we've made a load of friends, or if we did some funny stuff and had a good time along the way, we gave people, you know, 8 hours of somewhere to hang out. That's not in real life, especially now with all the shit that's going on in the real world. Like, I'm not saying like we're super important or anything like that, but we need to really step up now, guys, and just make sure we're providing people with an environment outside of real life. You know what I'm saying? And I think if you can do that, if you can master that as a streamer, like the success will come naturally. Yeah.
Automatically. Yes.
Words are hard, but yeah, you know what I'm saying.
But I want to quickly, this is a very good moment to add that question, if you guys don't mind. Is there something here for you as a full-time streamer, if that is the case, of course? How important is the revenue aspect? It is obvious that you do streaming as a full-time job, and you have to pay some bills, and this is related with what we were talking about. Of course, when you start streaming, you don't think you're going to reach the point where you can pay some bills and sustain your family and all that stuff from the beginning, because that's impossible. Yeah, it's obvious. But at a certain point during your full-time streaming career, you need to think on that. And you, at the end of the month, you have to provide some numbers, because if those numbers don't fit, then you have to find yourself a part-time job or whatever, you know. How important is that revenue aspect for you? And one question not related to this. Is it okay if I say, how important is that for you guys? Do you say that when you talk to women? Because it's my language barrier here, my English. How okay? Dan, please correct me if I'm wrong.
Go for it.
I think it's a Romanian thing. We have genders in Romanian, so it's really hard for us to say it in English. When in Romanian, it's all genders.
Yes.
So it's, for us, sometimes it's hard to express in English because the genders are...
Exactly. So when I say, if I say this, is it okay for you guys, or do I have to say, is it okay for you girls? Is it, you guys know what I mean?
Is that it doesn't matter. Either way is fine.
Okay. Not that I'm going to go into an issue where someone will correct me tomorrow and say, hey man, listen, please, you know? Okay, but it's good. So how important is that revenue aspect for you then? As a full-time streamer, of course.
I feel like that rotates around what I said earlier.
Yes.
Like, not everyone can make it. If you're not making it, then you're just not making it. You know what I mean? If you want to still be a streamer, then still do it. If you're not making that income to be able to, you know, keep a roof over your head, then you need to accept the cold hard truth that, look, I'm not making it as a full-time streamer. I need to go back to work. And that's perfectly okay.
Okay.
So yeah, if you're going to be a full-time streamer, then yes, income is important, because at the end of the day, we're all human. We're all trying to survive. We have to pay our bills. We have to put food on our table and take care of our families.
For sure.
So if you're not making that bracket of income that you need to make, then, you know, it's just, you got to figure out a way to do it. If you're not making it, then you're just not.
For me, it's a little bit different. I didn't go into streaming to make money, and I still don't stream to this day to make money. I just genuinely enjoy it as a whole. But for me, the revenue and the money is a huge help for me, because I can't sort of just do that. I can't just sort of go, well, I'm not really making enough. I've got to go work. I literally haven't really been able to work for the past 3 years. So for me, it has helped quite a lot. I've had times where I can't even afford my food, and I'm needed to go to like my friends to help and stuff. Even now, I struggle quite a bit at times, and I've been cut off payments at times from the government as well. So for me, it's actually really, really helpful, but I don't expect it.
Yes.
It's important to a point, but not enough that I'm just like donation goals all the time or sub goals all the time. You know, I want people to feel like they want to donate or they want to sub, you know, out of their own will.
Yeah.
And I don't expect it from anyone. But for me, it is important to a point if that makes sense.
It's
So I
very
do
important.
grind quite a lot of hours at times.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what I
very
mean. Like,
important
it's
that
just
you go into detail with this because I'm having a similar problem, you know. And at a certain point, you need to dedicate some time to this and talk about it. And I understand that maybe not all of you guys are open in respect to this, and I totally respect it. But I'm open with my guys, and I say, hey guys, listen, I have this issue and that issue and that issue, but I'm not forcing no one. Yeah. But you need to think at the end of the month. You need to think about it, right?
right.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I'm sorry. I'm gonna let someone else talk. I'm sorry.
No, don't you talk.
Okay.
You know what? Let me
No,
here. Let me. I'll tell you some advice. And
Yes.
a lot of people come to me and say like, "Oh, you know, my channel isn't taking off, and you know, can you help me out? Can you just look at it?" This happens probably once or twice a week, and I kid you not. Every time I go to their channel, they're running 2 to 3. This is like a very common thing. 2 to 3 hour streams. They're hardly looking at the camera. They are hardly talking to their chat. I'm sorry, but even if you have nobody in your chat, I talked to people for, you know, weeks on end, and it turned out it was my PC I turned on upstairs onto my channel and my phone that I had in the other room on my channel. I was talking to myself. But also, one of my biggest pet peeves, and I won't say who first said this to me, and it's always been a pet peeve. If I go to your channel and your first panel is donate, I'm out.
Okay.
I'm out.
Yes. Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I started streaming before people could sub, like, and if you wasn't a partner, people couldn't sub to you. So before the affiliate program. So for me, and I never had a donation button at all for 2 years, because for me, my most important asset is the person in chat and my relationship with them, and you know, the fact that we have a good time together.
Okay.
I think for me, it's like I'm so grateful for my community. I'm full-time for 2 years and a half, and I'm extremely grateful because they got me streaming for 2 years and a half. But in the same time, like, there were months where I couldn't pay the bills, and I will not even say it on stream, hey, it's not okay. But what kept me going was my passion. And like, those months I keep going because it's my passion. I feel like a lot of streamers, it's not really their passion. And if it's really your passion, you will keep going, even if it's not paying the bills. And I was full-time.
Yes.
So I think if it's truly your passion, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
I agree.
I watched a video of Deadly Slobs. Deadly Slob was talking about doing a sort of a documentary about his story, and he said that he had to suffer. I mean, not starve to death, but suffer. For about 2 years. So it's a process, and if it took him with that language, with that skill, and Canadian, and you know, it can take me a lot longer because I don't have the English vocabulary, and you know, so if it took him 2 years, then I'm saying this for the newcomers maybe, or you know, prepare for stuff like this, or prepare to find yourself a part-time job or something like that, because if it will not work from the beginning, without a doubt.
That's what I was gonna say. I guess it just depends on someone's situation in life. Like, are you single? Do you have a spouse that's working? Like me, I'm single, but I have my own house now. And thank God for streaming, and I'm blessed to be able to have this. And I have this because I'm able to pay for it. And if I wasn't able to, being a full-time streamer, then yes, I would have to go back to nursing and doing a part-time job. I wouldn't stop streaming because I love what I do. But the cold hard truth is, if you're not making the income to stay a full-time streamer and keep the roof over your head, then you're gonna have to get a second job. Streaming can still say your passion, but I mean, you have to put food on your table, and you have to, you know, pay your bills, or you're gonna lose your home and lose everything. And you know, that's not, just can't do that. Not saying that money is a priority. I'm saying only if you're a full-time streamer, then it kind of is a priority of what income you have coming.
And I think that's one advice to give to new streamers is like, why do you do it? Like, why do you stream? It's like, you need to realize, why do you do it? Right. You need to define what you want from streaming and why do you do it.
Like,
That's
please don't come into streaming for only money. Don't do that. But if you're able to become that full-time streamer, then make sure you're able to pay your bills, or always have your eggs in different baskets. Never put everything into streaming, because you're going to be some months you're not going to make a lot, so you need to figure out what you're going to do if you're not making that income.
Yes.
You should use it as a metric to see what went right and what went wrong that month. Did you stream more that month? Did you run giveaways? Like, you need to track these things and figure out, oh, my income went up by $400 last month. What did I do? What day did that happen on? You should truly be looking at your metrics to see what's going right and what's going wrong.
Okay. Yeah, and like what Sigma said, it's definitely like you shouldn't compare yourself to others too. Like, you need to look at your own, like how you're doing, what you're doing that makes people come in, what you're doing that makes a community. Like, look at yourself. Don't like be like, oh, Dan over here has a check mark and I don't. Like, don't look at it like that.
Yes.
No, exactly. Everybody grows at different rates as well. Everybody is unique. So you do have to look at it from a case by case basis. There's, for example, and this isn't a brag, this isn't anything at all. Anybody that's made partner on Twitch knows what it is to be a partner. But for example, Willers, incredible streamer, bringing in huge numbers, fantastic content creator. And I was genuinely surprised. Like, partnership came for me before Willers, and we were like, I was talking to him, I was like, dude, this should not be happening. So I'm saying, and part of the problem is the fact that it's regional. So with partnership, it's regional, and you are being evaluated by different people. It's not like Twitch is, it's not a black and white, okay, you've hit 75 viewers, you are now a partner. There's people from all over the world, and there's different like positions. There's like a certain amount of positions that can be filled, like certain amount of partners at any one time, etc., kind of thing. So don't ever like compare yourself and think, oh, well, this person made it and I haven't, but I'm better than them, or they're this and that. Like, it's not about that at all. Like, it's really not. It doesn't matter. The only difference between a partner and someone that's not a partner on Twitch is they've got a check mark. Like, nothing should change for you as a content creator, right? Yeah, more emotes, of course, which are always nice. But you should still, the work starts. Once you've hit affiliate, you work harder, you double down. If you're lucky enough to get to partner and you've worked hard enough, you have to double down again. You're working harder and harder and harder each time. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get to a certain stage and feel like you made it, or if you want to take it all the way, you gotta stay on it. But at the same time, don't ever compare yourself with other people. Like, it's everybody's unique, and that's the beauty of Twitch, I think.
Yeah, it took me 10 months of applying and 7 applications to finally get approved, and I actually had a little bit of like a partner letdown. When I got it, I was like so thrilled and over the top and proud of myself, and then I was like, oh shit, what's next? Uh-oh. And then you have to really like dive into it.
Yeah. Okay.
Even though I know like nothing changes on my channel if I get partner, as like people from my community know, I applied for partner a week and a half ago, I think, and yeah, I don't know why it hit me so hard, but it hit me pretty damn hard, and I've never actually cried on stream before. And I read the denial on stream and I got really upset, and they denied it in 1 business day. So it was like, it didn't even feel like I was really like looked into, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. And it's not because of the check mark, it's because you're going for an accomplishment. You're grinding all these hours. I was grinding about 200 hours a month, to continuously grow and get to this point, and then to just sort of have it just like slapped into your face. It was definitely...
I was there, and it seemed to me like a slap. Yeah, it seemed to me like that. But yeah.
Was that your first application?
Yeah, which is why I'm like, it's okay. Like,
yeah, don't worry about it.
But reading the denial on stream, when I had like, at the time I had like 170 people, and they were like, oh, you should be checking your emails. I'm like, you know what? I haven't checked my emails today. I'm gonna check it. And then to sort of read it and sort of like have it hit me in front of everyone that was sort of just a lot, to process really. But I'm completely okay with being denied. Like, it's completely understandable, You've got to work for it.
Let me tell you this little story. It's not a flex. It's just a funny story. My 6th denial, I was running across woods with Shroud, B-Nans, and Willer. And I just thought, you know what? While I'm healing, I'll check my email. And I checked it, and I read my 6th denial. And I look over at my channel, and I had 400 and some odd viewers, and Shroud standing next to me.
Yeah.
And all I could do was just kind of giggle. It's not a specific science, and please don't ever beat yourself up about it, because I've gone through that, and I know it's rough. But this community loves you, and as long as you keep kicking ass and being consistent, you'll be fine.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
I think it's just the first time. It's just like, oof.
Yeah. So I'm in that basket, to say like that, right now. But I had the privilege of talking to Sima, to Willers, to Dan. I talked to Dan, and I to OnePeg, was it, to Eroctic, some of the streamers, and I asked, hey, what should I do now? And then to FairTX as well. And then Dan told me, please do not be upset if you're going to be rejected, because that happened to me, and I got so much into it, and I felt so sad, and I thought that they have something against me. And right now I'm so relaxed about the partnership, you know, in comparison with my mods are, dude, please ask, please open a ticket, do something, you know. And I'm like, no, it's going to happen when it's going to happen, and that's it. So thanks to you, man, and Sigma, and yes.
I think a reason why streamers get upset is we expect Twitch to be fair. And I think while I try to get partnered, I realize it's not fair. And the moment you realize it's not fair, it's okay.
Yeah.
Even though you have this streamer has 1 viewer, got partnered, you don't know who he knows. You don't expect it to be fair. Just know that it's not fair, and just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, what you learn through the process of applying is pure gold. Even when it doesn't feel like it, it's in those trenches that you define more of your channel, more of what you're going after. You get better at the game. You focus more on your community. And you're right, it does. It happens exactly when it's supposed to, even if you want it so bad the first time.
Yeah, I mean, I can relate completely as a new partnered streamer. I've been through the ups and downs, and, you know, I had over a year of applying 4 or 5 times and getting rejected over and over. And I was just thinking, what am I doing wrong, you know? Because I'm seeing so many other people that, you know, are getting a partner before me, and I don't get it, you know. But like Dan said, it is regional, and you have to learn that, you know, Twitch isn't one whole thing, and just be patient with yourself. Do not beat yourself up. You will get there. You're doing amazing. It will happen, trust me.
Okay.
Exactly. Just don't be upset over it. I was so upset. Don't.
Yeah, I agree. Don't beat yourself up too much. It will happen. You're doing so well, you know. It will happen 100%.
Absolutely. Okay. And for those of you that have seen The Matrix, just as a addition there, those of you that have seen The Matrix, you remember how Neo started off, right? They said, you never make your first jump. You never make your first jump. It's the same with partnership. Nobody makes their first jump. Okay? And then look what happened. You know? Go watch The Matrix. It's a great series.
For the second time.
We still have one question, and then if you want, we can take some questions from the community. I'm sure the community deserves our attention a bit longer, if you guys don't mind, and take some questions from the community. And I would say, guys, from the community, from guys who are watching, type !question before you ask something, because this way we will know that it's not a normal comment and it's a question for the panel. And if you want to address a certain question to someone, then type question and then Sigma, or question Luki or Magpie or whatever. Yeah. And then our last question, would you mind, or would you do the honor of reading the last question, Dan?
The last question, the final question. Ooh. Okay. Question Q, yeah?
Yes.
So is sexual harassment, we obviously don't mean physically, is sexual harassment still a thing? Do you ever get that during your streams? Is there an incentive from Twitch to help you out in such situations?
I guess I feel like I get it more in real life than in Twitch chat, honestly. Like, more in real life, I feel like that kind of stuff happens than in Twitch chat. Twitch chat is usually, you know, pretty nice. And if they're not, again, mods are fantastic. So it's not like they don't get that right away anyways. But yeah, I think in real life, it's just as bad as it is in Twitch chat, if not worse.
Okay. Red? With that guy, 300 accounts. Were there 300 accounts, like for real, or?
For real, yeah.
Whoa.
Dead. Yeah,
Okay.
300. Probably a little bit over it by now, but you know, shadow banning.
What's even sadder about that guy is that he found me and her on Siege, and he's created at least 20 for me. So, yeah, that guy's dedicated.
I wouldn't necessarily say dedicated, but it's a word. Yeah, it's absolutely. Yeah, I still get sexual harassment, and I'm sure many of us can relate in here, you know, dick pics and stuff like that. Like I said earlier, I'm a bit aggressive. If I get like a dick pic or something, I'll screenshot it, post it on whatever platform it is, and tag them in it. I've had about 6 people delete their Twitter accounts because of that. So I don't play around. So as you can imagine, I don't get them very often anymore. Yeah, so I'm just yeah, like I said, I
No, it's a joke on my stream that I asked for dick pics. I never got dick pics, and I always wanted a dick pic, and then I finally got one, and I regretted it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
I was like, oh, the streamers get it. Why I don't get it?
So Queen says never got
a rite of passage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just don't. Yeah, I'm pretty savage about it. But yeah, unfortunately, it happens. I think it happens more on Twitch and online because people are hiding behind a screen.
Yes.
So I do think it happens a lot. Yeah, I have a wall of shame where I screenshot all those messages and I post them on my Discord. So it's like, if you're gonna act like an idiot, everyone's gonna know you're gonna act like an idiot. And I know some people are just like, oh, just ban, leave it alone, you know, whatever, don't say anything about it. But that's what I do personally. I'm a little bit more aggressive, as I would say.
Okay. Anything
I just don't really sort of respond, really. I mean, if people are going to act that way, they just don't get me reading their comments. They don't really get my respect, you know. If they're not going to respect me, then they don't really get my respect. Although, please, whoever you are, please stop thinking, like many of you, that it's okay to call a streamer babe or baby, please. It's just, it's just not okay. Like, it really isn't. You know, stop awkwardly asking streamers of, like, if they're, like, married or, like, you know, like, where's your boyfriend? Is that your boyfriend you're playing with? You know, like, just relax. Like, we're just here to play a game, you know?
So this is a bad one for me, and I have to explain myself a lot because I'm from Louisiana. So my language, I call everyone babe, hun, sweetie. Like, you guys know this. If you talk to me, I say it all the time.
I was about to mention that, Queen.
Sometimes. Yeah, I call everyone honey, sweetie, babe, whatever. But it's just how we talk here.
Yes.
Like, if you're from the South, I think RedVox said that she's from Texas, right?
Yes.
I'm not from Texas. I live in Texas, but yeah, I had to get used to that.
Right.
Yeah, I had to get used to it.
We all call each other honey, sweetie, and I have to explain that sometimes. Like, look, I'm not trying to have your babies and impregnate me. No, it's not happening. It's just how I talk. Okay, I'm sorry.
Wait, you're not?
No, I'm sorry.
What?
I mean, with you. I'll send you a few pics later, mommy.
Okay, bet.
But that's just, it doesn't mean I want to be with you. It's just how I talk, and I have to explain it so many times. But yeah, with the sexual harassment, I talked to Sigma about this. I just went through like 3 or 4 months of being really bad harassed, like really bad. I couldn't even host anyone or
on
rate
Twitch.
them. Yes, without the harassers following me there and making like hundreds of accounts. It's actually why I got denied my partnership, because 3 weeks ago they hit me with a follower bot, and I emailed Twitch instantly when it happened. And I was like, look, Twitch, this is happening. And they're like, oh, it's fine, don't worry. And then I applied for my partnership 3 weeks later, and they denied me because of that follower bot, even though they said it was okay. But every time this person would come in chat, me and all of my moderators would report them, and Twitch never once responded. Not once.
That's what I wanted to say.
That's what they never once responded.
Never. Is there like a platform or so, like, or a special link for stuff like this? Would you? I mean, no? Just a normal ticket creation.
I was on YouTube 9 months ago before I got banned for audio being. So I got banned on YouTube for audio being in my stream, and it's a long story.
Okay.
But when I was on YouTube, I was offered partnership for Twitch. They wanted me to leave YouTube, come to Twitch with a full partnership, and I turned it down. But I still had that email from the lady that works in that program in my emails. So whenever I was getting harassed like this, I emailed her and I was like, look, can you help me? I don't know who else to reach out to. I've been emailing Twitch and they're not responding. And even she was like, oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what to do about the situation. I can't help with this. So it's like, what are we supposed to do? We're just supposed to sit here and be harassed like this? Like I was being harassed everywhere. They were doxing my viewers. This person was doxing putting my viewers' addresses and full names in my chat. I have no idea how they even got that information. But it was really bad. I mean, now it's taken care of. But it was really bad.
But how is it being taken care of?
Well, I've situated the problem. Like I got in contact with the person I was doing. I found the main account.
I see.
The person that was, and I talked to this person and like had a one-on-one with them and figured out their problem, and it's handled now. But it wasn't handled for those 3 months, and some of my viewers actually got exposed and their address out there. And for me, that broke my heart. Like you can do that to me all you want, but these are innocent viewers, or these people didn't do nothing to you. Why do they deserve, to get their addresses put in my chat? Like they didn't ask for that. And being that Twitch wouldn't help with that kind of situation, that scared me. Like how is that okay? How would you not respond to me?
Yeah, that sucks to feel that helpless. And my situation is not the same as that. I mean, if somebody's brave enough to try to come at me, like good luck. But I will say I did try to get somebody came into my chat and he said, I was running with Revo89 and we were on Shoreline, and he said, if you don't send me $50 in my PayPal, my friend's gonna run up and kill you both. And I was like, excuse me?
For real?
And I basically told him to go F himself, like do it. I said, do it. Come on. I want to see it on stream. And he speed hacked right up to me, killed me. And those 2 accounts just tracked me around for so long, just because I wouldn't pay them money. Really? So I saved all their messages, all the chats, all the videos, the whole 9 yards, and sent it in to Twitch. By the way, these 2 were big supporters of some other big streamers. So I went to these streamers and I said, hey, what the hell? Like they're in your chat. One of them's a VIP, and they're known hackers. And one of the guys, the only one that responded to me said, listen, I don't want any trouble with them. So I just let them do whatever they're going to do. Wow. And I sent all of this into Twitch. By the way, this is over a year ago. They still have their accounts. They're still good to go.
Yeah, it's horrendous, isn't it?
That's what I wanted to mention. Maybe a special link for situations like this one, which were like very, very disturbing and frustrating from Twitch. That should be a possibility. I mean, maybe we can clip this together or highlight it and send it there. Because this is like a real issue.
I feel like this new banding they did it's a step forward. Like I really, really think that's a great idea because I'm pretty sure there's a way on Twitch. Yes. So when you make one account, you can have multiple accounts linked to that one account. So it might look like you're getting followed by 50 people and harassed by 50 people, but it's that one main account with multiple accounts added to it. So being that they made this the IP ban, I feel like it's a great step forward because we need this. It's needed.
For sure. Shina, would you add something here? Did you have some similar situations?
No, I didn't have a situation like this, and if I had, my mods are faster than me.
Okay.
And no, I don't have.
I had a pretty bad situation 2.5 years ago. Somebody was harassing me quite a lot. It wasn't so much like sexual harassment, but they kept making new accounts and stuff and following me in game, and they were starting to DM me and things, and they were DMing me in whispers, telling me, like, they literally wrote my home address and said, I'm gonna like come kill you, and like it got pretty severe, and that lasted for 3 months. The police wouldn't really do anything. I reported the account multiple times and they didn't really do anything, but that was probably the most severe that I've had it. And yeah, it definitely wasn't like an easy feeling being told that someone's gonna come kill you, and they have your address.
What happened? Did they just stop, or?
Eventually, I think that their account just got banned because I just ended up stopping hearing from that account. Okay. I had moved house and I just sort of tried to just ignore it. And eventually it sort of just passed away. But the reason that it happened was because I killed them in a game.
Wow.
And they just didn't like it, I guess, and they just got really angry and they didn't like me as a person. I suppose they didn't agree with me. And I still have some people like that now. You know, I'm having an issue the past few weeks where, you know, this whole new word simp is going around, and because I'm playing with a couple of guys, you know, there's quite a lot of toxic accounts just causing me issues and giving me quite a lot of abuse. But my mods are pretty good for the most part. They're pretty onto it, so they get banned anyway.
Okay.
Accounts like that don't last very long, but it's definitely still a thing for me.
We banned the word in my chat. We just banned it.
I can't.
I'm kind of about to. It's like so overused and ridiculous.
It's awful.
Okay.
I call my subs simps, so I guess I'm on the other end of the spectrum.
I think if it's joking
joke.
around, it's fine.
Yeah, it's a joke, yeah.
Like sometimes I'll get it, like whenever someone comes drop 10 gifted subs or 20 gifted subs, and I have this like one troll that comes and like, oh, you're a simp. Like, what does that even mean? Like, what?
I'm sorry,
Why?
but I honestly, truly do not know what that means.
It's stupid. It's ridiculous.
It's a glorified white knight, if you will.
Okay.
If you know what a white knight is.
Yeah.
Do you know what a white knight
knights.
Okay, yeah, it's pretty much just a glorified white knight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Magpie, did you add something to this, or would you want something to this subject?
No, like I said, my chat's usually pretty good.
Yeah.
The Tarkov community is usually really nice. Like, I started this game off not knowing anything, and Twitch chat taught me literally everything about Tarkov. So, I mean, I haven't had a bad experience yet. I feel for you ladies who have, though, like, that shit shouldn't be tolerated, and I wish Twitch did more to, like, protect us, but hopefully our mods just keep doing what they do.
Okay. One more time, props for the mods then.
Yeah,
for sure.
If there's nothing else to add, we can start reading me and Dan. As soon as we see some questions, we can start reading or asking some questions from the chat. I see one. I don't know if anyone already asked, but how much importance is there in the crowd, the community? How that affects in good or bad way your personal lives after your stream ends?
I don't really understand the question.
I think what he means, okay, I'm gonna read it again. Maybe we can get something out of it together. If not, then please rather yes, ask the question or reformulate the question. How much important is there in the crowd, the community? How that affects in good or bad way your personal lives after your stream ends? I think what he means is, does the stream or your streaming career or so ends with the end of the stream, or do you still have contacts or so with the community and keep playing with them or whatever? I think that's what he means. That's
all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
Same. Yeah, I wake up in the middle of the night and I have messages from them, and you know, I try to answer all my messages. Like it never stops because it's my community.
Yeah.
And I try to foster it and do whatever I can.
Okay. So can we agree?
I mean, Discord alone
Yes.
with your community, you mingle a lot, right? And that happens outside of stream for the most part, and then people want to message you, and like if you're really invested in it, no stream really ever truly ends after stream. It only does when you sleep, and then it restarts, you know?
So true.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Like, it's a lot of work. It's not just you turn your stream on and then you get off and you can go out or you can do any of that. You know, you still got your notifications. You've still got people that you want to support on top of that. Yeah, you've got Twitter, you've got Instagram, you've got everything that you're a part of. It never stops. It really doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah. I have a select few people. Oh, you can go ahead.
No. I want to say for me it's a bit different. Like I think Queen talked about depression as well a bit, and I want to say, like, I used to talk in PMs a lot with my community, and a lot of people that watch Twitch deal with depression, and I stopped talking in PMs. I talk in Discord, but I don't really talk in PMs anymore because I have depression and I barely deal with it, and I cannot deal with their depression. So that's one of the reasons why I stopped. Is like too much for me. Like, you say something bad and that's already too much for me to deal with it because I'm only streaming bad.
Yeah.
So that's one like I would love to connect more sometimes in PMs, but I know my mental state cannot deal with it. So I stopped.
I still get
so I still have in Discord, but not in PMs.
Okay. I'm still getting mails and questions from guys who are at the end of my YouTube videos. Sometimes I put encouraging messages, and I got one mail. No, I got a PM on Discord from someone who said, "Hey man, listen, I just broke up with my girlfriend. I don't know what to do. What, you know, piece of advice and so on." You know, so it's like Sigma and the rest of you guys said. It doesn't end with the stream. It's part of our lives, actually. Yeah. And
it is,
in
but
a good way,
I
right?
like Luki has boundaries, and I really like that because you are of no use to anybody if you don't know where your boundary ends.
True, definitely.
Yeah, there are sometimes people sort of message you very
Anyways.
Like
I
a
don't know
therapist.
if, I don't know if is intimate the right word. I don't know if
Yeah.
intimate seems sort of romantic in a non-romantic way, but some people I think they need to know boundaries of the connection that you have with the streamer. If you,
I agree.
Yeah, chat personal. They know. Like sometimes they're too personal, you know, and I don't really know how to like reply at times. So sometimes I just don't.
Okay.
Because I'm not really sure at times.
It can be
but I think
tricky.
yeah, there does need to be boundaries.
Yeah. And I'm really lucky that I stream with my boyfriend and he's always there. So if something is like, talk with Alex, he knows better. I'm really lucky that's not
mod,
just...
or you game
Yeah, he's
together?
the mod. No, we don't game together, but he's like really a part of the stream. Like he doesn't show his face, but he's always there.
Yeah, okay.
So
something like
they connect more with Alex because
something like Sockel and his wife, right? That's what I heard. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Someone added, I think Sasmas. This is not really a question. I'm going to read it quickly. But more in addition to the streamer being harassed by randoms, it can also happen to the streamer mods. I myself had to stop being a mod a few years ago because I got threats and harassments, and to prevent it spreading to the streamer, I stepped down. I'm too old to care in real life, but I offer my eyes and hands to a streamer and would not put them in danger from low lives. Okay. Yeah, thank you for that. You see any questions, Dan?
I've got one here coming from, I think it's Kiza or Kaiser, saying, what do you feel is the most important game mechanic that you think should be added to the game to increase immersion? For example, walkie-talkies for squads, vision modification from looking through a scope too much, increased hearing loss from grenades exploding nearby, etc. So something like what would be a good advanced game mechanic? I heard something about firing indoors without hearing protection, no suppressors. I seem to remember, I think it's come from BSG, that they've spoken about if firearms are discharged indoors, or if you're really close to a weapon system as it's going off and you don't have hearing protection, that could then affect your hearing. You remember when grenades used to give you the ear ringing effect? I'm not sure if it happens anymore. I haven't experienced it for a long time. Or like when you get hit in the helmet and the round ricochets, you get that like tinnitus kind of effect. I think we're probably going to experience something like that. So hearing protection such as contacts, sword-ins, etc., I believe are going to like have an indirect kind of buff, let's say. I think that would be a really cool sort of advanced mechanic. Something that you need to think about. Am I going to suppress because I don't want to be heard? Or am I going to suppress because I want to be able to hear after I've used my weapon sort of indoors, for example? I think that'd be quite cool.
I want to be able to swim.
Right? I want to go in the water.
Swim to the lighthouse, like.
Yeah, swim to Scav Island, swim on woods. I want to be able to swim. I just found that so weird when I came over to Tarkov, because I walked up to the water and I was like, why can't I move? Yeah.
Why doesn't Battlestate game have an option to report in game? If I missed this section, my apologies. We didn't talk about this. It has been, if I may, it has been, this has been mentioned by Nikita several times. There's a lot of logistics behind this, and it's not possible just like that. Probably or eventually we'll have such a feature in the future, but it's not possible for now. I don't know if you guys have a different info, then please let us know, but that's the status that I have. Okay.
Oh, like someone asked, what would our streamer items be? I like that question. We should all answer.
Okay.
So if you could have your own streamer item, what would it be?
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So would you want to start, Magpie? You are on my left screen above. I don't know how you guys see it, but you are my left screen there. Okay.
Definitely. We've actually talked about this in my chat. They nicknamed me Murder Curls, so my streamer item would be like a full set of hair, just curly hair going all the way down to your back that you would wear like a helmet.
Okay.
That would be badass.
That'd be sweet.
Just running through the wind, yeah.
Okay. in my screen, I'm the next guy. So we talked about it as well. I have no idea. The guys told me something about the Yoda, or because of Jedi RedSeven, or a lightsaber, or some stuff like that. I have no idea. What I would want to be my what I would want my item to be is I would want my item to be something expensive, somewhere around 50,000 or so that everyone takes it and sells it. That makes make it important. That's my only wish. But yeah, let's dream together. Yeah, Dan.
This is something that, like we said just now, that we've spoken about it at quite some length. I think there's two things actually. I'm not going to take up too much of your time, guys, but there's two things. Basically, I've used these glasses. I don't know if you can see them very well, but they're the deal with it. Yeah, they're the deal with their glasses, and part of my spin wheel is to wear these. So either have these in game, okay, either have those in game, or have a consumable potato which reduces your PMC's accuracy, because I'm known with amongst my community of having terrible aim, especially on Mondays. We have potato aim Monday when we come back to the game, and having a little potato that you could eat would be fantastic, especially if it affects your aim.
Okay, Shina.
I love wolves and something with wolves, but I don't know.
Oh, I like that. Okay, Luki.
Yeah, I think like a cat item or like a golden toilet paper. I've been doing a lot of toilet paper memes, baiting people with toilet paper. It happened. I killed them.
But
with
toilet paper is Anton's item, I think. It cannot.
And I will make it like golden.
Okay. Train.
I feel like because of my name, I don't really have, too many options. I mean, what am I going to have? Like a Thomas, mask or something? Maybe Thomas Tank Engine. Honestly, I'd like if the game could add either weapon skins or charms that you can add to your guns. And if I could have that, then I would like if I could have something that was either like a design for the gun, for the weapon skin, or more of a charm. But besides that, I mean, like maybe a conductor's hat would be pretty cool, I think. I think it'd be pretty funny to see people with a conductor hat running around. But besides that, it's quite hard, I suppose, with my name. If someone's going to pick up like a little toy train on the shelf, what are they going to do with it,
Yeah, okay. Red?
So I can think of two things. One, I'd like black ice because that's kind of my whole spiel if you've played Siege before.
It's so
kind
overrated.
of my whole thing. Listen.
It's overrated.
I know.
It's not even a legendary.
But it's fine. Either that, or I do have one of my mods gave me this. I don't know where the other one is. Somewhere. A little bass. It's actually a slipper. So probably something like this. Well, a little bass, probably a collector's item. Yeah, if you get banned, you don't get hit with a ban hammer. You get hit with this. So that's probably what it would be. There's not too much you can do with my name either.
Okay. Sigma?
I actually put this out on Twitter probably like a week or two ago, but I said instead of giving streamers more items in the game, why don't we give them tasks? I'd really like to build out a task. You guys know that I created the battles, and I find a lot of happiness in creating these challenges.
Yes.
So I would like my own task.
Okay.
That'd be really cool.
Okay. Yeah.
If it had to be an item, I would make it like a math book with, the Sigma symbol on it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Okay. Glitzy?
I don't know. We always joke that I already have my item in there, which is the GP coin. But
Glitzy Phoenix. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
but
pretty
apart
good.
from that, I don't know. Like maybe an unlimited bag, because I love all my loot and I want to take everything out. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. And then Queen?
So I have two things. One of them is pretty simple. So they already have the flash drive in in the game. I want them to change the name to flash drive instead. So just be flash drive. flash drive,
Okay.
or I want a golden toilet on top of a hill on woods. I just want a golden toilet right in the middle of the open, in the middle of nowhere. I just want a golden toilet sitting up there.
Okay,
And
so
I have
that
the
will
golden
be
toilet paper.
that will,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So that will be Queen's toilet in woods. Okay.
Yeah, I just want like in the middle of nowhere in the woods. I want a golden toilet just sitting with no
Okay.
trees around that, just a golden toilet. That's
If you combine the two, the golden TP and the golden toilet, you get like a special item that comes out or some shit like that.
Okay. Any more questions?
This is like a good one. Who would win if all the streamers dropped into Tarkov at the same time? That's a hard one. No one's gonna say, "Oh, I would win." No one would say that.
The
but-
one with less
you
lag.
never know. Whoever has the less stutters.
Yeah.
Wait, which map? The
That's a
important
good question. If it's labs, I'm
Yeah.
gonna lose him.
Yeah.
Customs.
Sheena's gonna kick her all our asses if it's labs.
Yeah.
I always wanted, because Sigma does a lot of the battles, and I really wanted her to put a battle together where there's only specific weapons you can use. Like we had talked about only doing Mosins for Attorney. I think that'd be incredible. Like guns like that and her hosting Attorney where you can only use specific weapons. I think it'd be awesome to watch.
I have an interesting question. Can you all explain where your Twitch names come from? It's a good one. So let's start with Queen this time from the bottom.
Well, my nickname on Call of Duty was Queen of COD. So I had my first channel was Penny Lynn, which is my real name, and I ended up deleting that channel because of drama and stuff like that. So I made my new name. I was like, what am I going to name myself? So I just took my name from COD, and I was like, oh, let's just add FPS to it because I played nothing but first-person shooters.
Okay.
So it's Queen of COD with FPS added. That's it.
Glitzy?
It's nothing, not a fantastic story. It's just much Googling and putting things together. Like, you know, when you go to a site which makes names, and I just took, you know, made my own from that, really. So.
Okay. Sigma?
So I have my master black belt, which is not karate, guys. I have my master black belt in 6 Sigma. And if you know anything about it, that makes me look like a really big nerd, but it has a lot to do with statistics and how to streamline processes. And so when I started playing Splatoon, it has ink in it. And when I tried to make my name on Twitch, which by the way, I thought was this little tiny website, so I tried to get the name Sigma and it didn't work and I was really confused. So I just did _ink.
Okay.
And that's where Sigma Inc. had come from. And then obviously when I got partnered, I requested to have the Sigma account since it hadn't been used in years.
Okay.
And they gave it to me.
So is that doable, really? Okay.
Yeah, if you get partnered, you can write them. And if you know for sure that that account hasn't been used, like they'll even look into it for you. And then, yeah, if it's a dead account, then you can have it. I know Dottie Hack just kept checking literally every day because his name used to be Dottie Hack and the A in hack was a 4.
Yeah.
And he checked it every single day, and one day it was available because sometimes they dump all those old accounts, and so he just snatched it right up.
Oh, right. Okay.
That's what I did. Yeah, I wasn't even a partner, and I was like, can I please get Queen FPS? Because it used to be Queen FPS X, and I was like, dude, I don't want that. I need my regular name here. And they did it for me because the account had been active in like 4 or 5 years.
Wow. Okay.
So you can definitely request it. Yeah.
That's good. I didn't know that. Okay. RedVox? Gaming?
Yeah, I know we're getting rid of the gaming soon. TM. A lot of people think RedVox comes from the Vinny from Vinesauce has a band named RedVox. It's not the same. I've had the name for longer. I'm actually good friends with them. RedVox just comes from a combination of a bunch of things. I write a lot. I used to have a character named Red. I just got used to being called Red. Vox comes from Vox Populi, which is a phrase, and then it's also a song by 30 Seconds to Mars. So I just combined the two of them. Yeah, it's RedVox, like one word. It's not two. I know someone in chat is gonna yell at me because we were talking about it. Yeah, Blue Vox, hahaha, very funny. It has nothing to do with any of my colors. But yeah, it's just a combination of what I like, pretty much.
Okay. Train?
I actually hate trains. They're like these bacteria boxes. I hate them so much. I'm gonna be honest. I actually hate them. They're literally bacteria boxes. Like they just. Ugh. Anyway,
okay.
an old friend called me L Train for no apparent real reason. My name's Lawrence. That's where the L came from. I had no idea what to call myself when I first joined Twitch. And that was the only nickname that anyone had ever given me, except for the cliche Loza or Loz, and I don't really like them. So I made myself L Train, and I just tried for a very long time to just get Train. I wanted to get rid of the L. It took me like 6 goes. I've tried Train with numbers and underscores, like 2 N's, numbers, everything. And I eventually just got Train __.
Okay. Luki.
Yeah, I used to have Luki Lulupet because I thought it sounded cute. But when I got partnered, like you said, you can mail them, and Luki is my real name. So I make sure I got it because I didn't want anyone else to have Luki on Twitch when it's my name.
Okay.
So
did it
it's
work
my name
immediately, or did it?
It was an account that was inactive, and when you get partner, you can mail them with this.
Okay.
So they give me Luki because it's like your branding.
Perfect. Nice.
And when you're a partner, they should help you brand yourself.
Okay.
I remember when Luki rated me for the first time, I didn't know how to say her name, so I called her Lugi, and it just stuck. So I call her Lugi all the time now.
Okay.
She's Lugi.
Shina?
My nickname, I have more than 10 years. I make this nickname many years ago. And I don't remember this moment when I made, but I love manga and anime. And that was something.
Okay. And Dan Exert, is that your real name, Dan Exert, or?
Nah, it's not my. Well, Dan. Yeah, my first name is Dan. But Exert comes from my background in music. So I used to produce music, like electronic stuff. Then I moved on to cinematic, and then I got halfway through remaking the Final Fantasy VII soundtrack. And it just comes from that. And I just added Dan, like my first name, because I wanted to be like relatable. Like, you know, I want people to call me Dan. Like, I want to be on that like level with people. I just like the that personal sort of connection.
Okay. Okay. The story in my case, it's not that complicated. I watched a movie which inspired me, and I decided to go for it. I watched Tears of the Sun. If you guys have not watched it, definitely go for it. Tears of the Sun with Bruce Willis, Cole Hauser, and some other actors. And then I knew from before that having a short name, it's actually something very good. So I was thinking on Red. Yeah, but then Red is not available on Twitter, not available, on neither of the platforms. So I said, what if I put RedSeven together? So I came up with this, but then it was still not enough because RedSeven, it's a trademark, and it was not easy. So I said, hey man, I do like the Jedi mentality and philosophy, and so I'm gonna put Jedi in front of my name. But I did the mistake. I should have put some brackets or something like that. Now everyone calls me Jedi, and I want them to call me Red, and I cannot undo it. So I'm stuck with it. That's the story. Magpie?
I guess I've always been called Magpie. So my uncle gave me that name when I was really, really little.
Okay. Magpie
it's really
is a
close
bird,
to
yeah?
Yeah, it's in some states it's a nice bird, and then in places like Australia, I guess it attacks. It's like a very mean kind of bird. But yeah, that's how Magpie was just something my uncle called me, and that wasn't available. So I just threw Miss in front of it, so everyone knew that when I killed them, it was a lady. So they come see, what's going on and stuff.
Okay. A mean bird, says Queen. Okay, question. Do you ever think we would have the game with a low amount of hackers or stutters? Hackers, never, I would say. Hackers, there's always going to be hackers in the game. I read, and I said this to my community a lot of times, I watched a video of Level Caps gaming. Back then he was playing PUBG. He said that every 4th player in PUBG was a hacker. And not too long time ago, 2-3 days ago, I heard that PUBG is banning 100,000 players per month, per week, I don't know. So that's always going to be a problem. Will we have a game stutters free? I don't think so. I think it's somehow tied to the engine. I'm not a professional with this, but I heard rumors that it could be related to the engine, and we will never, or to the code, and we will never get rid of that. But yeah, maybe you guys have better info than I do. I don't know.
I would hope eventually the stutters will be eradicated. It's just going to be a case of finding them, and I think we all want it to happen. I mean, look at every other game that's out. What other game do we know of that has stutters like this? And did they manage to fix those problems? Did they manage to get a good 1.0 release with no stutters and stuff like that? I imagine probably yes. And I don't want to say it's impossible, but I think we should definitely stay hopeful. But yeah, like you say, with cheaters, like every game has cheaters. Every online game that ever existed has cheaters. Tarkov is obviously targeted because of real money transactions and stuff like that. So I think the case with cheaters is obviously, yeah, double down on the anti-cheat, but also try and make it as hard as possible for those that want to cheat because of real money transactions, make it as hard as possible for them to profit off of it. And we've seen steps taken towards that with things like the flea market level, with things like the tax and all those sort of systems, not being able to carry too much money on your person, on your PMC. So it's happening. It's a long process. I mean, I've been playing for 2.5 years. The game has transformed. In 2.5 years, guys, the game has transformed. It is just a different game than it was in 0.4. So stay hopeful, stay positive. It'll happen eventually. We just got to be patient, guys. Hopefully.
I think what I try to tell people that, sort of talk about hackers a lot, in my stream is like, this isn't a game. Like, you play PUBG and you die to a hacker. What do you really lose? Do you risk your KD going down, I suppose? You play Siege, you lose a match because of a hacker. If they get banned, you get some elo back. It doesn't, make it okay, but really you could just grind that elo back. An EFT, say you die 3 times in a row to a hacker, what are you going to get back? That's why it's so much harsher. Like in EFT, and I think that's why people care so much more, because when you lose something in EFT, it's not the same as most of the games. This game is quite hardcore, and you lose something in this game, you're probably losing a lot. If you're level 15, if you just worked like 20 hours and you're like, man, I finally got up to 1 mil. I'm finally ready. I'm gonna take a little bit better ammo. I'm gonna take a better helmet, and then bam, you die to a hacker. How are you gonna feel? It's much more harsher in this game.
Okay.
For me, I played the game for like 5 months and I got like 4 hackers. Like I'm always
really okay.
Yeah, I'm like, I always find the fault in my gameplay. So perhaps it's just me blaming me, but I always find the fault in my gameplay. Even if it's a hacker and he headshot me, what I did wrong. Perhaps it's just me picking the fault.
Okay. I agree with Nice Pastry, and I think Shina would agree with us as well. You can run into hackers 3 out of 5 times on labs. It can happen, yeah. Raid after raid on labs. Sometimes, yeah, there are weeks where there's absolutely no hackers, and it's a pleasure playing labs, against normal players. Yeah. But then you find one of the speed hackers, and it's this raid, and the next raid the same, and the next raid the same, and you're like, okay, I see a lot of players like Robin, for example, Glorious, and some other players, very aggressive players, stopped playing labs because of the hackers. So I think if we can somehow make Nikita aware of the issue, and someone asked in chat the last time I said this, what can Nikita do? Well, Nikita can talk to Battleye and tell, hey guys, this is a serious issue. I don't know, try to do something, right? Although it's not easy. It's easy for us to just talk about it, but hey, it's more complicated than that,
Yeah. Luki, I'd like to commend you though, because honestly, nothing makes me more crazy than somebody that every time they die, oh, it was a hacker. Yeah. Oh, it was desync. Oh, I lagged. Did you see that chat? I shot him 47 times in the face and he didn't die. And then you go to their desk screen and you're like, you hit him 3 times in the arm. Calm down. Like, nothing makes me more crazy than people that don't take responsibility for their own deaths. Most of the time, it's your own damn fault.
Preach.
Yeah.
True.
It's definitely what I love about Tarkov is like it's you, like you're the one, like yeah, hackers happen, but that's why we want the game to be so good, is so we can be like, yeah, like that was my mistake, or like if I would have shot a little bit to the left or whatever.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I'm definitely one of the people. I rage. I'm like, oh my god, I shot you 30 times. Why didn't you die? And then I take a moment. I'm like, okay, I really messed up. You know, it's my fault. But like when it happens, I'm hot meats and I get pissed. I'm like,
yeah, our adrenaline is going. But there is a lot to learn from. Every fight is that's why I would like it more if the people that I got into fights with would come in and chat about it, because there's so many cool things to learn, because they'll be like, no, that wasn't actually me that killed you. You know, my friend flanked around and like if I didn't think of doing that, so now maybe next time I'm in that situation, I can be looking out that way. Like those conversations help us grow as players so much.
Well, a big problem is people aren't observant when they die. Like it's that sort of same mentality where no way, dude, how did he not die? He should be dead, you know, or he's hacking, or man, the stutters or the lag, or I shot him in the head. Like, you know, like as much as sometimes they are the case, and even if you feel that way, you know, sort of like having that mentality, it's not going to help you, because there's always something different that you could do. I mean, sure, I get triggered sometimes and I'll be like, are you kidding me? I swear I shot you a million times. You should be dead. But then when you think about it, you're like, okay, I could have thrown an aid. I could have been a bit more patient, or, you know, there's always something you can do. And I think a lot of people aren't willing to grow as players. They just
so that's what I do. I'm like pissed at first.
Get stuck.
Yeah.
I think,
but it's okay to admit you're wrong, though.
For sure. Yeah. I agree. I think we will always have to deal with the fact that we are pride as we are, you know, and it's hard to, as you say, Red, admit the fact that, hey man, I potatoed it, you know. It's hard, because you think that when 50 or 200 or 20 guys are watching you, you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna make myself vulnerable, you know, are they gonna leave, or, you know, right?
It can be a lot of pressure.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure.
Yes, indeed. And
yeah, like I feel bad for the people watching. I feel like I take on that that feeling like, man, I just let you guys all down. But we're all Tarkov players. We've all been in that situation, and most people will not give you any shit for it. But for some reason, every time I die, I'm like, I'm really sorry, guys. Like I feel horrible for letting them down.
I'm exactly the same. I'm constantly apologizing to chat. Like, I'm sorry.
Oh. No, my chat already has low standards. We've established it. They already know. So if I'm doing good, chat's like, oh my god, who what happened?
Yeah.
Who is this? Are you hosting someone? Like, it happens.
I'm more surprised that you see a player in Shoreline.
It's true.
It's very good. Yes. Go ahead, Dan.
Sorry, mate. I was just going to say, sure. I've had instances where I've shot a player in the face. I usually run the SA58, so I'm using M80, you know, M61 if I'm feeling adventurous. But like I've been in cases where I hit him in the face. We've watched it back on the clip. His head goes back, sparks on his helmet, big blood splatter behind him, and he comes in the chat and he says, "You blacked out my arm."
Wow.
And I'm like, well, you know, is that because of like, you know, client side? Maybe his obviously client side, it's happening on your screen and you see him get hit in the face because that's what your client is telling you has happened. But server side,
it's
you
not
know,
the same thing.
If his hitbox is slightly over, maybe he's, you know, he was in a slightly different position, like the server didn't quite get where he was that accurately, then you're going to hit something else. And it's like your client's telling you hit him here, but then he comes in a chat or whatever and he says, hey dude, you know, you hit me in the arm, you didn't hit me in the head, you know, here's my screenshot of my body armor, or, you know, whatever. And it's like, oh, fair enough, you know, fair play, GG.
Yeah.
I feel like in the last
go.
Like in the last few weeks, the lag for me has been really, really bad. And I don't know, like in the past was better, like way better. Like before the drops was perfect. After the drops for a few weeks was really good. But I feel like now it's really, really bad.
What is really bad? Sorry?
I have lags. I started lags. Almost every other game I was to die at that. And I'm such a competitive player and I get so upset when I die at that. Sometimes I wish, like, let me die because I played bad. I'm just sick of dying to lag lately.
Yes. Yeah.
So I just hope they fix it.
Yeah, I mean, when point 12 first came out, it was so nice, and I felt like the stutters were pretty much gone. It's like you forgot what it was like to have stutters, and then
Absolutely.
all of a sudden, now it's disgusting.
Yeah.
So
Well, to be fair, weekends are worse, right? Because so many more people are on, and right now there's so many more people home in general. So I think the servers they're at full capacity a lot more frequently. And then when it comes to the weekend, it's like even worse. Like it gets to Friday, and you know instantly that it's a weekend, and it's pretty bad until like for me maybe Monday lunchtime. Not that I'm ever awake then, but I'm sure it is around then. And for me, when I get on at like 5 or 6 p.m., it's much better. But weekends are horrible. And it's not anyone's fault. It's just that there's so many people wanting to play it that servers are just on fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I bring up something just real quick about the ping issue?
Yes.
I feel like we have a lot of Australian friends that I'm kind of bummed. Like I can't play with them.
Yes.
Like how is everybody feeling about this?
Yeah, I feel that. I've tried to play with Train a couple of times and I've lost her through the floor twice.
Wow.
That was actually kind of funny though.
It was really.
I literally lost like 3 kits that day because of it, and like they want to lower the ping more from 250, but I don't think that they should because you know, the Aussie servers are actually really trash, and I know that everybody says that all servers are trash, but there's a lot more desync happening on Australian servers because we only have one. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, one server that's
it's over capacity at times. Like
I agree. And I'm very happy that you brought this. I even got disconnected for using European servers. I got more than 250 ping, and I was like, what is happening? You know, I got the message, and imagine if you have some friends in South Africa or who knows, maybe in Brazil or so, you cannot play with them anymore, you know. Which is
usually there is a middle server though. That's the thing, right? Because if Aussies go NA West like Cali, it's fine because you're at like 160, 170. Like there were always middle servers. It just means that people have to sacrifice for us, you know? You have to sacrifice a bit.
Yeah.
The California server, I'm about 2 hours from where it's at, and I can't play on it because it'll shoot up to 3,000.
Wow. Okay.
So I don't even mark that one anymore. I mean, anybody that's trying to stream snipe me, please. I live in California. I only play on the California server.
So that's an invite directly. Okay. The thing that I wanted to mention is, I think Sigma, there's a lot of things here that we don't know. Devs things. They are trying to prevent something here, and it's totally understandable, and it's frustrating for us because we want to play with Train, we want to play with Pestilli, or Pestilli wants to play with Slash Poppy, for example. Or, you know, it can happen. We'll just have to adapt, and maybe in the future they will adapt to us and change it back. Yeah, it's something that we have to simply accept, right, for now.
Yeah, they just need to, you know, you can't pinpoint exactly what it is without starting to remove things.
Yes.
And this is one of the things that they have to remove to test to see if this helps at all. So I'm all for it. I just miss my Aussie love. That's it.
Yeah, I totally understand. Yeah. The other thing that now that you brought this, I also have one thing that, and I say this all the time because it's really, really bothering me. I was talking to some players from South America. We even had Professor Akimbox, if you can remember, Red? From Argentina.
I do.
He said they only have one server in South America. One server per like half a continent. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to somehow make the community manager or Nikita also to aware of the fact that they need to support them a bit more. You know, I mean, one server in South Africa, one server in Australia, and one server in South America. I mean, how is that even possible with such a huge game, right? Don't you guys agree?
Yeah, it's
I mean, yes, because I'm Aussie.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah, it's
definitely
wild.
It's sad. Yeah. Maybe in the future, Nikita realizes that. I mean, I think he's aware. They have the numbers. I see that there's this. I don't know. They don't reveal gladly numbers. Clean asked, how many players are we? And and Nikita said, oh, there's a lot, more than 100,000. He didn't want to say. But I think he's aware of the fact, but we really need him to step up a bit and allocate some servers in those areas, because there's a lot. I mean, the Brazilian community is insane. It's huge, you know. And I guess those guys are willing to play and spend a lot of hours and dedicate a lot to the game, but they don't have the possibility. They need to go to Californian servers or New York servers or whatever, you know. And yeah, it's not fun. Yeah, hopefully they're listening. They are listening, and they're gonna do something about it, because we are all important, and whatever we say, Nikita does it, right? No, I'm kidding, but it's important. It's important. Yeah. Okay, good. Now, Sigma for RedSeven. What did I do? Okay. So, any more questions then? Have you spotted more questions?
No, I think we might be all right. I haven't. Nothing's caught my eye that I haven't got brought up.
Someone asked if we're dreading a wipe or do we want wipe. I think that's a good question.
Are we dreading wipe or do we want wipe?
Yeah, like do we all want it? Like do we all look forward to wipes, or do we all sort of dread like when a wipe comes?
So dread a wipe. What does that mean in English? I'm sorry, I don't get to that.
Are
like
we looking forward to a wipe, or are we not? If we're dreading it, we're not looking forward to it.
Okay. Yeah, you guys go ahead. I
honestly love it.
I love a wipe.
Yeah, the Raider events.
Yeah,
are
I'm excited.
Yeah, I think it's always exciting.
The early wipe PvP is some of the best. It's so good, and the excitement for the game when the wipe comes is just, it's really, really good.
Yeah, because there's everything on the line. You know, there's some, what's the word I'm looking for? There's like there's stuff on the line. There's risk. There's real risk. Like you've got a quest item, or you've got, you know, this is your last loadout, or you know, people play like their lives dependent on it because they really want to hit level 40. They're really trying hard, and they make great decisions. That the gameplay is more sort of realistic. It's natural. It's a little bit slower. People are less likely to just, you know, jiggle peek and run in and sprinting and all this crazy stuff. It's a lot more, you know, there's a lot more tension, I feel.
Yeah, it's a level
really
playing field, isn't it, for everybody, which is really, really nice.
It's a great time for new players, which is what I like. Like everyone gets to start at the same level, so even if you're new, you're not going up against a guy who has tier 6 and an Alton and a BSS. You're going up against another AK.
Okay.
I can't entirely relate, I suppose, because I only started playing this game, this current wipe. And I don't really do quests. I sort of just play. And that worked out pretty good for me. But I think there are a lot of things that I could have done better if I knew the value of certain things. Like I was selling things for like no money to therapists or something. So I'm looking forward to it, but I'm also kind of scared because I'm not sure how to like entirely tackle it, I suppose. But I guess that's the part of it. That's the fun of it.
Yeah. Weekly tasks. We're going to be having weekly tasks. Yes, I'm looking forward or we are looking forward for something like that. Yeah. Do you like missions? Do you like doing quests? Maybe Shina doesn't because she plays labs.
Yeah, I also don't.
No, okay.
I don't like.
Nope.
I don't like play with Mozi. Not every quest I like.
Okay.
I wish they had better.
So the majority.
Yeah, like if it was worth it, like I would do it, but it's not really ever worth it. It's like, oh, here's 10k rubles, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, or kill some scavs. Oh, you completed that? Kill some more scavs. Oh, you did that?
Yeah.
Okay, wear this hat and kill scavs. It's ridiculous.
Basically.
Let me at him. I want to make the task.
Okay. Okay, yeah, good point. Yeah, some of the tasks are just like that. We're probably going to be having more, let's just call them, I don't want to insult somehow the devs, you know, but the things that we are saying, or we're just trolling these quests, it does say enough, right? But what I wanted to say is when the storyline quests will be here, maybe we'll see better designed quests. Not call him hi. Do not call him otherwise. Yes, you. Yes, you. Hi.
Aww.
All right. So, we have been here for more than 3 hours. We can still continue, but I guess some of you would want to stream, some of you would want to go to bed. Like, for example, Train here. For you, it should be like 6 in the morning, or what is it, Train?
It's like 7:30. I haven't slept, so I'm pretty tired.
Okay. So, I guess, I don't know, if you would want to add something as a final word or some final words, please do so. If not, I think it's a good point to end the stream or to end the podcast. But please talk about your schedule maybe and some final words, and we can end it then.
I'm gonna go first because
Please.
I just took painkillers and I'm gonna go crash. So if some of you don't know me, obviously my name's Train. Playing for a few months now. I play it 5 to 6 days a week, around 5 to 6 p.m. Depending if I wake up on time.
Time,
and I try to stream 5 to 6 days a week. Yes, Melbourne time, so Australian
please,
Eastern
as
time.
a reference?
Melbourne, Australia, and
Okay.
I don't know if it's Australian Eastern Daylight Time or Australian Eastern Standard Time. I don't know, but you know what? If you just Google your region or my region and ask you, I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Okay, yeah.
I mostly pay for the PvP. I don't really do tasks. I've done a couple, and I'm horrendous at them. But if you want Christmas emotes and a chill chat, just fun time, then come check me out. And yeah, that's it.
Perfect.
Thank you for having me, and I appreciate you all a lot.
Perfect.
I'm gonna go disappear to bed. So good night.
Good night, Train, and
Good
thank
night.
you
See you later.
for
Take
the
care.
invitation.
Good night. Thank you for having me.
Some other time.
Bye.
Okay, Queen, maybe.
Putting me on the spot like this? God, I was trying to eat. Jesus Christ.
Okay, then Sigma.
So I guess my final thought would just be, Red, continue doing what you're doing, because I think you're doing a great job, and being able to pull all of this together with your team. I know it takes an entire team behind the scenes, so shout out to the mods that are supporting you.
Without a doubt, yeah.
Just keep doing this. The community needs it. The community appreciates it, and I know I do. And hats off to everybody. So thank you.
My pleasure. And your schedule?
I am Monday, Wednesday, Friday in the evenings. And then on Saturdays, I run the streamer battles off of my channel, and that's in the afternoon. I'm Pacific time. I'm in California again. But on Thursdays, I run evasion_GG, and that's where we do the duo battles. And all of the streamer battles and events that I create will be pushed over to evasion_GG.
Okay.
Sorry for the plug, but, you know, I'm busting my ass over there.
Oh, they're great.
We
Please
appreciate
plug
it.
more.
We appreciate it. Magpie?
Hi. I guess I play a lot of EFT. I have played other things like Rust on stream, but mostly just EFT. It's Magpie everywhere, conveniently. Yeah, my time is 8 to 5 PST, so definitely come check it out. Got an adorable husky, as you can see in the chat sometimes, but she's always on stream. Otherwise, yeah, lots of Tarkov.
Perfect. Luki, in the middle?
Yeah. So if you guys want to stop by to an amazing community, they love to troll, but it's really nice. They troll in the most loving way. And I think I stream every day at 4 p.m. London. But if you go on my stream, it's in your time zone.
Okay.
So it's there in your time zone for all of us that suck at time zones. And yeah, if you like cats, she's usually there.
Okay.
Yeah. And I only play Tarkov.
Perfect. Thank you. Queen? Or still eating?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
First, I just want to say thank you guys for having me. This was my first ever podcast, and I had a blast doing it. So thank you for having me here. I stream every single day, no days off. Sometimes I take off Mondays. My normal schedule is 5:30 Central, or whenever the hell I feel like it. I run a very strict Christian channel, so please watch your mouth if you come watch my stream. But yeah, I stream EFT almost every day, and thank you guys again for having me in chat. Thank you guys for coming out and supporting us. We all appreciate you guys.
Okay, perfect. Glad to hear that, Queen. Shina?
I want to say thank you so much for inviting me. This is my first podcast too, and my English is. I know. I don't need. I can't say about this, but yeah, I don't speak English good, and was very hard for me. I was so focused on podcast and understand everything, but this is big challenge for me. And thank you so much. One more. I don't have schedule because stream, this is my hobby, but you can see me sometimes offline when we meet on the labs because I'm lab player. And thank you so much, chat, for being here with us. I see it's many people on the chat and it's late. Thank you so much.
Shina, your English was great. Don't stress yourself too much about it. I mean, we are learning. I'm learning it as well. But when I have a problem, I simply ask. And then if I have to explain something, I'm going to explain in my way until the guys understand it. So, yeah, I guess the normal guys will understand it. And yeah.
Yeah, I make the same. And I always have good people on my chat and they motivation me to make more.
Yeah, I totally understand it. And I remember the first time I came came to your channel with the invitation, you said, "Oh no, I cannot do this because you know." And then I talked to one of the moderators who convinced you to participate. Remember? It's a funny story. Yeah, but good.
Yeah,
It was a pleasure having you here. It was a pleasure, without a doubt. RedVox?
So I stream every day except for Thursdays, but because we're in quarantine and I have nothing to do, I normally stream on Thursdays.
Okay.
So, I stream from, I'm in Texas, so I'm in CST. It's currently 4:39 p.m. here. So I stream 7 p.m. Central from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's 4 p.m. But yeah, I pretty much only play Tarkov. But yeah, thank you for having me again. This is my second podcast, and I'm excited. So it was a lot of fun. It was very nice to meet all of you. I know it's kind of hard to sometimes connect with other female streamers and stuff like that.
Perfect. Dan, final words?
Guys, thank you, everybody that came by and has sacrificed their time to speak with us today. It's been an absolute pleasure. What I will say to the community, guys, is stay positive, stay patient. Okay, you know, there's people like myself. I've been playing, 2.5 years. There's people that have been playing longer than me, streaming longer than me. Of course, you know, the household names within Tarkov and Twitch. Guys, the game has transformed. Within the time that I've been playing, the game has transformed. Okay, we will get there. We already have the best first-person shooter on the market, and it's not even out yet. It's not even finished, and we've already got such an incredible diamond, in the sea of shit games. Enjoy it, enjoy the journey. Look forward to the wipe, and just try and stay up to date with everything. Okay, try and stay up to date with social media. Okay, Battlestate Games over on YouTube. Look forward to episode 4, raid episode 4. That's going to be incredible. Hopefully get that soon. There's a lot of story stuff and story content as well. Get on the forums, check out all the information over there. Okay, there's a massive story behind Tarkov. Okay, go do some light reading. All right, and come back and let's chat about the story. I'm live from 11 a.m. UK time. Okay, GMT. We're currently in British summertime, so GMT +1. 11 a.m. for approximately 7 to 8 hours each weekday. So that's Monday to Friday, guys. Please feel free to come by, and I'll teach you and entertain as best I can. Thank you, Red, of course, for inviting me to co-host this with you, my friend. It's always a pleasure to work with you. And Battlestate Games, you guys have created such an incredible project. So keep up the great work. Stay safe out there. I know all the bullshit going on, around the world at the moment with COVID and all that. You're doing an incredible job. Keep it up. We love this game. We just want to see it succeed. We want to see you guys succeed. All right. Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
All right. I would say thank you very much for accepting the invitation. It was not easy to contact some of you for example, Magpie, she didn't reply on Discord, and I had to come back with the message, and then she finally replied, and I was like, okay, what should I do now, you know? But I understand that it's not easy because we are busy with real life, we are busy with our own schedules and so on. I appreciate each and one of you guys, the guests, I mean, and I also appreciate the community for being part of this and for being interactive and being polite and supportive. And thank you, I would say, each and one of you guys, Luki, RedVox, Queen, Glitzy, and Sigma, and Shina, of course, Magpie, Dan for co-hosting, and Train for being here. Queen, thank you very much for letting us know that you want to participate. If you wouldn't have said anything, we wouldn't have invited you, because I gave up on inviting people. I tried to invite Daniel CD.
You see this?
Yes, please.
My heart, you gave up on me. No faith. My feelings are hurt.
No. I gave up. I mean, I gave up on inviting people. No. Don't understand me wrong. I gave up on inviting people because people were not replying. I tried to invite Daniel CD. I tried to invite Sarah G, and she came back with the reply. And you know, it's not easy. It's not easy, but I'm very happy that we put this together. And it was beautiful, I would say. To the community, thank you very much for being here with us, guys. Thank you very much for the support. And to the devs, I would say, or similar to Dan, keep doing what you guys are doing, because this project is amazing. It's incredible. It's something that changes lives. Yeah, you see that with your own eyes. You know, it's such a entertaining platform, and it's very, very good for streaming and so on. We love it. Thank you very much. Keep doing what you guys are doing and continue with that initial idea. And that was it from my part as well. I think I'll have to do some standard account giveaways with marbles, so you guys are more than welcome to participate if you want. But I'm gonna end the Zoom call, and I'm gonna switch to Escape from Tarkov also, okay?
Thank you so much, Red.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care, guys. Take care.
It was a pleasure.
Bye-bye.